who beat out the highly regarded Charles Young for that tight end spot this year. And as we told you, Hayden, McCutcheon, and Capoletti in the backfield. Second down and call it 5 in the first minute of period number 1 at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Capoletti again on the pitch, trying for running room and getting about 3. He'll be a couple of yards short of the first down. Tampa Bay plays a 3-4 on defense. Counsel Rudolph, the only man who has started all 21 Tampa Bay games in their brief NFL existence, is one of the ends. The other, Leroy Selman, highly regarded second-year man from Oklahoma, and Dave Hare also up front. The 4 linebackers, Lewis and Johnson, are rookies. Dewey Selman, a second-year man. Richard Wood from USC in his 3rd year. And there is the secondary, which has already intercepted 10 passes this year, 1 more than the Buccaneers recorded all of last year. 3rd down, and Hayden needs a long 2. McCutcheon gets the call, and he is going to be close. But he may be short. That was David Lewis, the rookie from USC, number 2 draft pick of Tampa Bay, driving him back. And we may have to measure, Sonny.
A run right at Terry Nelson's spot here. Watch him blocking on Dave Lewis, the linebacker. The back leading, Capoletti leading right through the hole. Not much running room, but it's just enough for the first down.
They do get the first down on the strength of the run by McCutcheon, who needed 71 yards coming in today to reach the 5,000-yard plateau for his career. He is on his way to breaking the all-time Ram record held by Dick Bass. Capoletti gets the call this time, and about 4 yards before he's surrounded by a group of Buccaneers.
Watch Dave Pear coming in right here. You see Capoletti getting the ball, blocked by Saul. As he gets around, Dave Pear on the nose guard, and coming in to make the tackle, Cecil Johnson.
The ball is right at midfield. Second down and a long 5. Hayden hasn't put the ball in the air yet, and he keeps it on the ground. Capoletti, a busy first series of plays, and he's got first down yardage as he slips around the left side before being forced out of bounds. And we'll look at it again. Richard Wood was the man who ran him out.
Again, the pitch back to Capoletti going wide. It's kind of difficult to get wide against this 3-4 defense. Not a very good play by Cecil Johnson then for them to get around him. This has been the strength of the Tampa team, and you can see what the Rams are trying to do, Bob. They're trying to run straight at it, control the ball.
1st and 10 from the 42 of Tampa Bay. The Bucs allowed 23 points in a game against Dallas and 30 against Seattle. No more than 20 to anybody else this year. McCutcheon had a big hole that time as he burst up the middle. Cecil Johnson, rookie right side linebacker from the University of Pittsburgh, made the stop with help from Dewey Selman, one of their 2 inside linebackers. McCutcheon picked up 7.
Got a couple of finals here. Dallas remains undefeated, beating the Giants today 24-10. And San Francisco defeated the Atlanta Falcons 10-3.
Golden opportunity, therefore, for the Rams. If they win this one, they're back into undisputed possession of first place in the NFC West. Capoletti left the ball behind.
Looks like he came up with it, though.
Rich Saul was able to pounce on it. Earlier this year, Saul was talking about wanting to go to Washington to join his brother Ron Saul, and wanted to get out of his contract with the Rams. But as you see, he remains here, and we welcome our Tampa Bay viewers who have joined us now for this telecast from the Coliseum in Los Angeles. First possession of the game. Wendell Tyler ran the kick back to the 35 for the Rams. They've recorded a couple of first downs, and now from the 35 they have 2nd down and 3. Make it 3rd down and 3 as Hayden is going to go to the air for the first time under heavy pressure, and it's incomplete as he tried to find his tight end, Terry Nelson.
You look at this little roll here to the left by Hayden, more of a sprint out. He has the option of run or throw. Pretty good coverage and good defense here by the Bucs. He comes back around. A couple of people, Rudolph coming in, taking a shot at him, and he goes back to his tight end Nelson, who can't quite get the grip on it.
The lone man back is number 46, Danny Reese, and he will await the punt by Glenn Walker. The Rams lead the NFC in punt coverage this year, an average return of only 4 yards against them. And Walker has had 7 punts downed inside the 20 so far this season. Low snap, but time to get it away. And Reese bluffs the fair catch and then takes it. Looked like he was going to try and decoy them, but a couple of guys got in behind him, and they would have been able to down it. So Reese was able to grab it at the 4-yard line, but it's bad field position for the Buccaneers. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the expressed written consent of the LA Rams and the NFL is prohibited.
Danny Reese made a mistake there in fair catching that ball on the 4-yard line. You want to take your chances and maybe it'll go in, but he fair caught the ball and it puts him in a hole.
I thought for sure he was only bluffing at a 31-yard punt by Glenn Walker, but obviously much more effective than the yardage total indicates. And the Ram defense swarming on the first play around Jimmy DuBose, a second-year man from Florida. And there's a look at John McKay, still in quest of his first victory as an NFL coach. He has lost 21 in a row over a season and a half. And his adversary on the other side, Chuck Knox, one of the great winning percentages in NFL coaching history.
I think a win today here for him ties George Allen for most wins for a Ram coach.
Jeb Blunt with Ricky Bell 42 and Jimmy DuBose 35 in the backfield behind him. Bell gets maybe 3 before Fred Dreyer made the stop.
Very important for the Bucs here not to make any mistakes. Kick this ball back away and hope you get a little better field position. There's a great USC back, Anthony Davis, number 28.
He'll be seeing plenty of action today. Not starting, though.
What a career he had right here on this field.
He has not tasted defeat too many times on this Coliseum turf, but of course his Tampa Bay club is yet to win one.
I think he won a national championship when he was here, too.
And he holds the all-time USC rushing record, just a few ahead of Ricky Bell. On a third down play from the end zone, Blunt unloads, and it falls incomplete. So Tampa Bay is going to have to turn the ball back over to the Rams in very good field position. Cody Jones applied good pressure here, Sonny.
Yes, he comes right up the middle, avoids the block, pushes Ryzik off, and it's fortunate that he made contact there against Blunt, or Blunt may have suffered an interception.
Now Dave Green is in to punt from his end zone. We mentioned Cody Jones, who put the pressure on Blunt. He's got some big shoes to fill, starting in place of the retired Merlin Olsen this year. The lone man back is rookie Billy Waddy. He is waiting near midfield. A short kick by Green. It bounces out of bounds around the 35, and that's where the Rams will set up shop. Coming up this Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the CBS Sports Spectacular, highlights of the Dixie 500 auto race. Also, the Pendleton Roundup Rodeo. I worked that one a couple of months ago with Larry Mahan. It was an exciting event, and we'll show it to you next Saturday. And the vehicle pull competition in the World's Strongest Men, which we are showing you from week to week on the Sports Spectacular. Only a 27-yard kick by Dave Green. There's Waddy in motion on the first down play, and Hayden goes to the air, and wide open is Terry Nelson down around the 16-yard line. Brought down by Cedric Brown, the free safety, but not before a gain of almost 20.
Good call there by Pat Hayden, coming out throwing on first down because he had run the other 4 first down occasions, and he caught him a little bit by surprise because he faked the run and found Terry Nelson all alone.
First and 10 from the 16. McCutcheon, number 30, Capoletti, 22, the running backs. Hayden making his 4th consecutive start since winning the job away from Joe Namath. Pitch back to Capoletti, picking his spots and getting down around the 11.
That poor punt by Green really put the Bucs defense back in a hole here. Great field position for the Rams, and I'm sure they'd like to get in, put some points on the board early and put the Bucs behind.
Some people to watch on defense for Tampa Bay. Leroy Selman, who is playing on their defensive line, and his brother Dewey Selman, one of their inside linebackers, both second-year men from Oklahoma, and both outstanding. And the left side linebacker, a rookie from USC, David Lewis, who had an excellent game last week against San Francisco, including an interception. McCutcheon up the middle. And Dewey Selman, whom we mentioned, was the first man to hit him.
And
Leroy
the other man
Selman helped out.
They both, watch him right here. Dewey Selman thrown off the block by Tom Mack, gets back in there, and both Selman brothers in on the play.
3rd down and 2. We've played about 7 minutes of this first quarter at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. And we have no score, but the Rams are threatening. Wide receivers left and right, Harold Jackson and Billy Waddy. Terry Nelson, the tight end. The handoff is to McCutcheon. He's got first down yardage. He is down around the 5 and perhaps inside it. Call it 1st and goal from the 4. David Lewis and Mark Cotney combined on the stop.
Coming in with a little more heft here. Take a look at this. Coming in with a little more, Cullen Bryant in.
Bryant, of course, is a big back. Weighs about 230, so he's really tough in these goal line situations. McCutcheon that time, however, and for not very much, as the Tampa Bay defense stiffened.
They put Bryant in, but they use him as a flanker, and he comes in as a tight wing. They still going with Capoletti and McCutcheon. And here Phillips is coming in with a play here, it looks like.
Rod Phillips, a third-year man from Jackson State, replaces John Capoletti. The ball is just outside the 3 on a 2nd and goal situation. 2 tight ends are in, Nelson and Young. Fake to Phillips, Hayden backpedaling and throwing for a touchdown. Charlie Young with the game's first score, and the Rams are in front 6-0 with 6 minutes and 36 seconds remaining. But there is a penalty marker down, and this one may be called back.
Take a look at this. Great job by Hayden avoiding the rush then, and finds a man all by himself. Charlie Young coming across. He's caught about 5 passes, and 2 or 3 of them have been touchdowns.
Going to look like a holding penalty, however. There's Gordon McCarter, the referee, stepping it off. Puts the Rams back around the 13-yard line.
I'm sure those players like that microphone that the referees are wearing going bad on them, because they don't hear their name broadcast over the stadium.
Harold Jackson and Billy Waddy, 2 wide receivers, are back in now as it's 2nd down and goal, but this time from the 13. Hayden's quick flip is batted down. Looked like David Lewis got in there and got a hand on it. And Lewis, who played with Hayden at USC, gives his old buddy a playful tap on top of the helmet.
There's a beautiful lady. You know who that is? Candace Bergen. She's taking doing a portfolio, a film thing on Joe Namath.
Well, Joe will be a stationary target for most of the afternoon since Pat Hayden gets the starting call over him.
Namath may be standing around talking to her before it's over with.
Wouldn't be surprised if Joe struck up an acquaintance. Now it is 3rd down. They've got to go to the goal line for the 13. Again, good pressure by the Buccaneers. Hayden under the gun and unloading. Off the fingertips of Jackson. And the field goal unit will have to come on. He was open, but Hayden threw it a bit too high. And, of course, Jackson is just a little guy at about 5'9" or 5'10", and he couldn't reach it.
Let me tell you, some excellent coverage by the Bucs in the secondary. Good rush. Just some mobility of Hayden gets him free, and he has to overthrow. They had everybody covered on time back there. Good coverage, good defensive play. The Bucs have held down here after a poor punt by Dave Green.
Enter Raphael Septien, a rookie from Southwest Louisiana, who took the field goal kicking job away from Tom Dempsey for the Rams this year. Nolan Cromwell will hold at the 21, making it a 31-yard attempt. And it is good. Raphael Septien connecting. That is his 10th field goal of the year in 15 tries. And the Rams, who had a touchdown called back, have to settle for 3. And they're in front 3-0 with 6:19 to play in the first quarter. Once again, we remind you about some upcoming items on CBS. A sports special on Friday night, November 18th. Olympic champion Leon Spinks against Alfio Reguetti in a heavyweight fight. And the winner of that one supposedly will get a crack next February at Muhammad Ali's heavyweight championship. Friday, November 18th, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS.
Boy, that Reguetti's got a lot of knockouts, too. Spinks has been brought along very quickly. I think he's going to have his hands full with Mr. Reguetti.
Very quickly, to say the least. He had a tough time with Scott Ledoux in another fight seen on CBS a few weeks ago.
Got a first quarter score. St. Louis Cardinals 7, Minnesota nothing. Jim Hart to Terry Metcalf.
Cardinals very much in the wild card chase with a record of 4-3. They need a victory badly. Minnesota 5-2 out in front in the Central Division. They'd like to stay there. That's the feature game on the NFL card today. Anthony Davis, number 28, and George Ragsdale, number 23, are back deep, awaiting the kick by Septien. Taking it on a hop is Davis. AD right up the middle and out to around the 35-yard line. Good return before he was stopped by Jim Youngblood. Check it, Carl Eckern made the stop. Eckern, a backup linebacker, on the tackle.
I'm wondering if we're going to see Jack Reynolds today in this Ram defense. He's been back a couple of weeks, back on the active roster. Jim Youngblood is in there now, and they're going to have to make some decisions.
Jim Youngblood had played an outside linebacker spot with Reynolds in the middle in the past, but when Reynolds had some contract problems and wasn't available, Youngblood was shifted to the middle, and Bob Brzezinski, a rookie from Ohio State, has been starting on the left side. And there's a look at Hacksaw Reynolds.
Hacksaw Reynolds. What did he do? Cut a Volkswagen in two?
Don't know what he did to earn the nickname, but it doesn't sound like it was anything too genteel.
I think he did. Cut one in two. Bob Brzezinski, the All-American linebacker from Ohio State there. Good shot. This fella's made some outstanding plays this year. He's moved right into the lineup, took Rick Kay's place, and when they moved Youngblood to the middle, and has played well, made some big plays. The thing that have bothered him this year, a few things that have been little pass plays, covering those backs coming out of the backfield.
Pick up the penalty call.
Knopfziger.
The tight end was holding on the play for Tampa Bay, so that cost them 10. And it's going to set up a 1st and 20 situation, this time from the 25. Backs going out of the eye. One fakes and a quick toss, and it is right through the hands of John McKay, the intended receiver.
Here's Fred Dreyer coming in from the number 89 here. Just a little pushback. Doesn't do much to get in the face, but he gets up a little bit. But that time, Blunt made an excellent throw to McKay, and McKay just took his eyes off of it at the last seconds. May have heard a few footsteps in.
Blunt started last week against San Francisco, completed 11 out of 29. Can't do anything about it, however, when they're dropped. 2nd and 20. Off the draw, Ricky Bell is going nowhere. Bell has averaged only 2.9 yards per carry. And this is rookie season in the NFL, the #1 player taken in this past year's college draft.
And he's still looking for his first professional touchdown.
Tampa Bay has recorded only 19 touchdowns in the 21 games they've played.
3rd and 21. This is a typical expansion team call. When you have 3rd and 21, you say, is there any chance that we have a quick kick? If you had a quick kick, you'd be in better shape, because this is where you are forced as a quarterback to make the big play, and you're forced into making a mistake.
Blunt leads 21 yards, and he's going for more than that. And coming back to take the ball, apparently, but maybe out of bounds. Let's see. George Ragsdale, caught the ball, but he was out of bounds. Maybe we can get a better look at it this time.
I think when he plants, he steps out of bounds himself to plant the comeback. You see his foot right there to the right of the pole. He stepped out. He catches the ball in bounds, but he had already stepped out. You cannot come back in bounds and catch it. You want to hear a score that's unbelievable. 42 seconds of the third quarter. Houston 31, the Chicago Bears nothing.
It's going to put a big dent in the Bears' wild card hopes, which were fading anyway. Dave Green gets off the kick, and Billy Waddy has trouble finding the handle. Comes up with the ball, but doesn't get much yardage on the return. The Rams will have it just shy of their own 40. With 5 minutes and 8 seconds to play in the first quarter, they lead Tampa Bay 3-0.
You know, it looked like a light day, with nothing to deliver but posters for the AC Spark Plug Buy 7 Get 1 free sale. What could be easier, right? Wrong. Do you know how many places sell AC Spark Plugs? And everyone with a poster like this is selling 8 AC Spark Plugs for the price of 7, as long as supplies last. Sure, getting a free AC Spark Plug is a great idea. But you better move fast.
It's hard to tell the difference between JCPenney Plain Pockets jeans and the world's best-selling jeans. After all, they're both made of tough, heavy denim with good looks and great styling. In fact, you probably couldn't tell the difference at all unless you noticed the fancy stitching on the back of those famous jeans, or the money you saved on Plain Pockets. JCPenney Plain Pockets. The big difference between us and them is the pocket and the price.
A 31-yard field goal by Raphael Septien is the only score so far. And John McKay has watched his offense rack up only 3 yards in 6 plays from scrimmage to this point in the game. Hayden hands to McCutcheon. McCutcheon turning the corner, lowering his head and getting additional yardage as he took Jarris White, the left cornerback, about 5 extra yards with him.
I think Jerry White wanted to see Mr. McCutcheon running in the open field on him like that. Good run by McCutcheon. They're running better than I thought they'd be able to against the Buck defense. I know there's been a lot of criticism about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in an expansion team having a record 0-21. They are suffering growing pains like every expansion team that's come into the league, and they've had a lot of injuries to compound it.
In Tampa Bay territory at the 45, Capoletti on a first down play for a couple. McCutcheon got 16 on the preceding play. Dave Pear made the tackle that time on Capoletti.
Fourth quarter score, Green Bay 10, Kansas City Chiefs 17.
Big play there, too.
Yes, it was a 97-yard kickoff return by
Turdell Middleton.
Turdell Middleton.
Well, the Packers put them back in the game. Just a touchdown behind. Inside 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Hayden with the play fake to Capoletti, and his toss is dropped by McCutcheon. Mike Washington was over there on the coverage, but McCutcheon, who has caught 13 passes so far this year, couldn't hang on.
Watch Dave Pear, number 76, the middle nose guard for the Bucks. They double team him here with Saul and Hara, but it's a kind of a short pass, so he doesn't have time to apply any rush to the quarterback. He's an excellent football player. Physical fitness fanatic. Well, that's a mouthful. Physical fitness fanatic.
Third down and 8 for Hayden, who is 1 for 5 so far this afternoon. That one completion was good for 19 yards. He's got time, or at least he did. Now he's got to do some dancing, and he does not get away. That protection broke down all of a sudden, and finally Leroy Selman, who is regarded as the best pass rusher on the Tampa Bay club, recorded the sack, but there is a penalty marker down.
There is a penalty. The first man to put some pressure. Let's take a look at it. Holding defensively. Automatic first down here coming up. But Dave Pear, the middle nose guard, was the first man to run by Hayden. Then he escaped him, and then Selman comes in for the sack.
Well, that's got to be frustrating for the Tampa Bay defense. They record a sack, which would have been good for a loss of 8 yards. Instead, the holding call goes against them. And it's good for a first down for the Rams. And Tampa Bay has had their defense on the field about 80% of the time here in this first quarter. And almost always, the Rams have started in very good field position. So a lot of pressure on this young Tampa Bay defense.
They've had it on them throughout the year.
First and 10 from the 38. Capoletti carries. Down to about the 33.
Let's listen, watch Dave Pear here. On pursuit, the nose guard right here. You see the strength he has playing off the block. You see Mack trying to take a shot at him from behind there, but you see the great hustle by this defense of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And with the pressure they've had on them, you have to admire.
Take a look at the arms on Pear.
Well, you have to admire the enthusiasm they've continued to play with throughout the year.
McCutcheon running wide and picking up more good yardage. That will be good for another first down for the Rams. David Lewis, left side linebacker, the rookie, made the stop.
First quarter score, Denver Broncos 7, Pittsburgh nothing. Rob Lytle, a 1-yard touchdown run. But Denver up over Pittsburgh.
Broncos with that 7-1 record. Their winning streak stopped last week by Oakland. And there's that St. Louis early lead against the Vikings on the short touchdown pass from Jim Hart to Terry Metcalf. McCutcheon already has 38 yards on 7 carries. Capoletti 33 on 8. McCutcheon needs 71 yards on the day to reach 5,000 for his career. 2:40 to play in the first quarter. Rams lead 3-0 and they're driving. Hayden with the toss to Jackson. Ridden out of bounds by Mike Washington and a penalty marker down.
Let's see what this is going to be. Could have been a little movement. It was an awful quick pass.
Gordon McCarter will clear up any confusion for us eventually. Talking to the Rams, so you'd have to guess it's against Tampa Bay. They turned down the offside penalty against Tampa Bay and take instead the completion to Jackson.
I don't see how they must have been Leroy Selman lined up offsides. His defensive linemen like to take as much of the ball as they possibly can.
2nd down and 2. The toss to Jackson gained 8. McCutcheon will not get the first down on this play. Dave Pear spinning him around and tossing him back. This guy Pear is what you call strong.
You don't think he's strong? Watch this play. Meeting one of the strongest running backs, or one of the stronger running backs in the league, and McCutcheon, and watch him throw him.
Maybe next year we'll see Dave Pear in the world's strongest men competition on the Sports Spectacular.
Look at this. Oh, we should enter him in that. We should enter him in that strongest man in the contest we're having, right? That'd be a good thing to enter him in.
Trying to run wide is Capoletti, and he's going to be stopped. So the Tampa Bay defense has, as they say, bent on occasion, but it has never broken. They have twice forced the Rams to go the field goal route. This will be the second time as Raphael Septien, who connected from the 31, actually from the 21, a 31-yard field goal earlier, will come in again to try another one.
And Richard Wood really nailed him then. The people of USC have seen him make a lot of tackles like that here.
A loss of 5 on the play. This will be a 41-yard attempt. Cromwell will spot it at the 31. Septien, a native of Mexico City, where he's an actor in the offseason, appearing in commercials and some television shows, gets his boot away, but it is sailing wide to the right, as you could see. And Tampa Bay shuts the Rams off without a score, and they still trail only 3-0 with 1:11 remaining in the first quarter. A clear day in L.A., and you can see those San Gabriel Mountains out in the distance.
I tell you, it is beautiful here. It is beautiful. If it were like this all the time, you couldn't handle all the people that would move into this area.
Enough moving in already. Now Jeb Blunt goes back to work, trying to generate some offense for Tampa Bay, which has not scored a touchdown in the first quarter all year long. Ricky Bell for not too much around the right side. A pair of 42s met there. Bell driven out by Dave Elmendorf, the strong safety.
Houston up on the Bears now 38-0 in the fourth quarter. Greg Bingham ran 34 yards with a recovered fumble for a Houston score.
It is not a Chicago day. They must be putting the clamps on Walter Payton.
38 zip. It's kind of hard to give it to Mr. Payton.
Got to keep it in the air, I guess, when you're down that many. Just over a minute remaining in quarter number 1. Ricky Bell again. Out to the 25.
Ricky Bell to the 25-yard line.
I don't think the Bucs have a first down yet. They had 3 yards rushing and none passing so far. And they just picked up a couple, at 3 or 4 runs in. Here's Jimmy DuBois coming in with a play here. Let's see what John McKay elects to go with.
Jackie Wallace comes into the game as a 5th defensive back for the Rams. Wallace wears number 20. He's a 4-year man from Arizona. And some confusion on the part of Tampa Bay.
I think they want to change footballs. They're changing footballs here. There's some stickum on the ball. Ricky Bell, the last runner to run with it, has some stickum on it. And the center has informed every time he goes over the football that has any of that stuff on it.
Third down play for Jeb Blunt and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Has to unload in a hurry, and Bell has it driven out of his hands by Pat Thomas, and Bell objects.
Boy, a lot of people around that football then. It is have to avoid, Tampa can't afford to throw into that nickel defense of the Rams. That's something that you can't make a living doing.
Apparently Bell was upset with the way Thomas hit him, but quickly regained his composure, and Thomas gave him a little pat on the back, so apparently bygones will be bygones in that case. Billy Waddy is waiting for the kick by Dave Green with only 18 seconds to play in the first quarter. The Rams lead 3-0, and Green has had a workout here punting for Tampa Bay. Waddy at his own 42. Looking to get outside, but Danny Reese wouldn't let him do it, and he cut him down. NFL regional games next Sunday on CBS. Detroit and Atlanta. I'll be there with Tom Matty. The Giants play these Buccaneers at Tampa Bay. Washington is at Philadelphia.
I'll be in Philadelphia.
Who works with you on that ball game?
Don Criqui, and the second game is Los Angeles versus Green Bay, and San Francisco versus New Orleans.
There was a penalty on that last play against the Rams, and they're marking it off now.
Would you believe a clip?
Gordon McCarter's microphone is not exactly working well, but you saw the sign. A 33-yard punt and no return, and then the penalty tacked on to that. So the Rams have to start from their own 27. This will be, in all probability, the last play of the first quarter. McCutcheon for a few, and time will run out on that play. Dave Pear made the stop once again. He's been a busy man. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score. The Rams on a 31-yard field goal by Raphael Septien, 3, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, nothing.
Energy for a stronger America.
Excuse me, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah?
Do you know you're one of America's most valuable energy sources?
I am?
That insulation you're installing isn't only going to save you a lot of money.
Yeah?
It's going to help our country save energy.
So?
So thank you.
You're welcome.
By saving energy, you're helping hold down foreign imports, while companies like Exxon develop other energy sources like coal, nuclear fuel, and solar power. Energy for a strong America.
Excuse me, sir. We'd like to take away your Schlitz and have you try our beer.
Shut up. Shut up. Down, baby. I'll handle this. You want to take away my Schlitz? You want to take away my gusto? You're the first person that ever made me laugh. You want to take away my Schlitz? My gusto? Say hello to your lunch. Take away my gusto.
If you don't have Schlitz, you don't have gusto.
You don't have beer.
Take me away, lover. I'm yours. I don't go with married women. What are you doing in our Granada? Granada? This is my Mercedes. Who typed in Gans to my Cadillac? Cadillac, that's the Granada. Alone at last, beloved.
Beloved?
Where's my bride?
You got that Mercedes with another man.
Another man?
The new Ford Granada. One way to tell it from Cadillac or Mercedes is its sticker price. When America needs a better idea, Ford puts it on wheels.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. From the 31-yard line of Los Angeles, the second quarter gets underway. Hayden with a fake to McCutcheon. And a flip out to Capoletti. Capoletti with the first down and more before skipping out of bounds.
They really isolate the linebacker here and freeze him with this little play action, going straight ahead. Capoletti ran at the linebacker and then kept on going for the pass, and you see just a little dunk out in the flat, wide open, and another first down for the Rams. Good first down call, though, because the Rams have a strong tendency to run the ball on first down, and by doing this, they pick up 18 yards with a little play action and a simple little pass.
Hayden's going to keep it in the air. He's got time to throw this time. Picks out a receiver, but it's through the hands of Capoletti.
He had too much time to throw then.
David Lewis was there on the coverage, number 57.
You see him going back here, and watch, everybody gets bottled up inside. Pierce still fighting to get in there, and he just had no one good coverage in the secondary, and he just finally has to just throw it over to the other side, and it's missed. Look at this, Oakland leading Seattle 10-0. No surprise here. 3-yard pass from Kenny Stabler to Fred Biletnikoff.
Second down and 10. There's Capoletti moving out a bit wider. McCutcheon to the bottom of your screen. And McCutcheon right smack down, courtesy of Dave Pear.
Mr. Pear avoided Mr. Saul again. And you watch him right here. Oops, here we go. Look at Dennis Harris trying to tackle him. Dennis Harris was wrapped all around him trying to tackle Dave Pear.
At 6'2" and 250, he is a handful. John McKay can be proud of his defense, but with Blunt being the 5th different man to start at quarterback since the preseason, he has understandably had some problems on offense.
He said they're on a 5-year building program, and they're on schedule.
3rd and 10. Hayden going deep. Jackson is out there. Touchdown. Harold Jackson on a 52-yard touchdown play. Mike Washington got lost on the coverage, and Jackson was roaming around behind him.
He showed great ability to find a receiver on the move here. Again, he had good protection going back. He looks that way, but has to come out of the pocket on the rush and comes right back. And Jackson slipped and fell a little bit, regained his composure, regained his footing, and goes in with a 51-yard touchdown pass. You see the rush here, and he has plenty of time to set and throw the ball. He wanted to go to him early, but Mike Washington had him covered. But Mr. Hayden came back to him and found him again.
The 5th touchdown reception of the year for the 10-year veteran from Jackson State, Harold Jackson. And Raphael Septien converts, and the Rams are in front 10-0. One more look at the grab by Harold Jackson. 13:59 to play in the second quarter, and the Rams are in front.
It's no joke when a meeting runs late and you've got to catch a plane. And if Hertz, the superstar in rent-a-car, hadn't invented express check-in, you just might be waiting in line at some rent-a-car counter while your plane is taking off. It takes a superstar to come up with time-saving ideas like express check-in. Next trip, you might need it too. So rent a Ford or other fine car from Hertz.
The superstar in rent-a-car.
That's right.
I dare you to knock this off. I dare you to compare anybody's batteries, with alkaline power cells, and try to beat them for long life. You know what? You can't. When you want long-lasting energy, you can't buy a longer-lasting all-purpose power system than gold, red, and black alkaline power cells from Everready. The power cell that dares to compare. Come on. I dare you.
St. Louis Cardinals leading the Minnesota Vikings 14-0 in the second period. Their second touchdown came on a Jim Hart to Wayne Morris touchdown pass.
The boot by Septien. Gets plenty of distance on this one, and Anthony Davis says, well, I'll just stay right here. And they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line.
Denver has also gone up, Bob, over Pittsburgh 14-0. An 87-yard punt return by Rick Upchurch.
Anthony Davis goes right to the bench. He is yet to play it down from scrimmage in this game.
You think maybe McKay asked him and he didn't want to?
I doubt it.
Only kidding.
Dubose and Bell in the eye. Dubose the up man and Bell behind it. Fake to Bell and Blunt wants to throw. And the pass complete to Ricky Bell. Coming out of the backfield, Jim Youngblood, the middle linebacker, made the tackle.
Watch this little play action first down. Good call. A fake in here to Ricky Bell, who gets lost in the middle of the line. Comes out. He's kind of a safety valve. The smart thing he does is he keeps moving as Youngblood is chasing Jim Youngblood. Jim Youngblood had Rick Bell, and Jack Youngblood had Jeb Blunt.
And for those who might be wondering, they are no relation. Second down and 5. Jimmy Dubose for the first down and then some. Dubose is finally cut down by Dave Elmendorf.
Here's a little handoff right off the left side here. Good blocking. Jeff Winans on the block there. And Dubose makes a good run and pick up a first down.
There's a plane flying overhead.
It's his play, Ferragamo.
Vince Ferragamo, the number 3 quarterback behind Hayden and Namath, getting a boost from the pilot up there and the fans at the Coliseum.
Wonder how much that cost Ferragamo.
Well, the rookie from Nebraska probably got a good contract. This may cost Tampa Bay considerably more. A fumble on the play. There it is, play Ferragamo. The least they could have done is
spell his name right.
Spell his name correctly.
Well, that proves he didn't do it.
Anthony Davis, whom we had mentioned earlier, coughed up the football on that last play. And there's Ferragamo shaking his head about it all.
He likes it.
Ram fans have to like it too, as the fumble recovery was made at the 40-yard line.
The Italian Air Force just came over.
And Hayden and his offense go back to work. McCutcheon. Somebody got a hand on him at the line of scrimmage. He kept his balance and picked up maybe 4 yards.
Take a look at Dave Pear again. We've been on him a number of times, and he's just so strong and plays his blocker off, moves laterally, and gets in on the play. And once he gets his hands on you, you're not going anyplace. Good play again by Dave Pear. Houston up over Chicago now, 40-0.
Must have been a safety in there.
That's the last time I'm going to mention that.
McCutcheon again.
Good job, baby. Good job.
Boy, the defense of Tampa has been in their own territory all day long. You have to, in the play that the Rams got the big touchdown on was after a scramble by Hayden that they had it covered with to begin with.
Third down and 5. 11 minutes and 53 seconds to play in the first half. The fumble earlier by Davis was recovered by Fred Dreyer. And that gives the Rams another scoring opportunity. So Anthony Davis's return to the Coliseum as a pro player is inauspicious as he coughs up the football on his first carry. Mark Cotney, the strong safety, is down along the sideline, shaken up after making the stop on Lawrence McCutcheon. And now Cotney is back up on his feet, and he is leaving under his own power. With 11:53 remaining in the second quarter, a timeout with the score. Rams
going up. The sticker price of Pinto, the best-selling American small car, is coming down. As of October 3rd, new 78 model Pintos with more standard features will have a lower sticker price than last year's model comparably equipped. Important features are now standard, like AM radio, power front disc brakes, rear window defroster, tinted glass, and protective body side moldings. Ford Pinto, more car for the money than last year. When America needs a better idea, Ford puts it on wheels.
You want to see how
adorable and shy I am?
On Our Own, the lights go out and Julia gets turned on by a tall, dark stranger. On Our Own, tonight, following Rhoda.
She can work on her tan here at the Coliseum as the Rams work on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, leading 10-0, and in possession on a 3rd and 4 play from the 34 of Tampa Bay. Hayden firing to Terry Nelson. Nelson is spun back, and we'll have to wait and see whether he has the first down. I don't think so.
Curtis Jordan and Cedric Brown in on the play. I don't think he made the first down.
4th down, and call it 1, and they're going to go for it.
They're going to go for it.
Take a look at this. After a safety.
After Mike Phipps was tackled in the end zone, they have a free kick, they kick off, and Billy White Shoes Johnson runs it back 75 yards for a touchdown.
Culminated, I am sure, by a little dance in the end zone. McCutcheon coughs up the football, and with the recovery is Dewey Selman. They needed 1 on the 4th down play. McCutcheon wouldn't have gotten that as he was brought down behind the line of scrimmage, but he turned the ball over anyway, and Selman came up with it.
Take a look at this, a slant-off tackle, a bread-and-butter play, but you see right there David Lewis coming in and knocking the ball loose from McCutcheon. Excellent blitz on his part, and Dewey Selman comes up with the fumble. I tell you, you have to admire this Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense. They've been under pressure all day throughout the year, and they just keep hitting people.
Now the Bucs with the ball at their own 38. Jimmy DuBose stopped almost right away by Cody Jones.
Well, I'm sure that defensive team of the Bucs goes to the bench and says, please, offense, give us a chance to catch our breath. Let us take a breather. There's Anthony Davis coming in for Ricky Bell.
A pair of great USC backs will line up behind Jeb Blunt on this play, and they run out of the eye. Well, Bell has gone out. DuBose is actually in there. And that is DuBose with the ball, breaking tackles and into Ram territory.
Good run by Jimmy DuBose, second-year man from Florida.
Ricky Bell is number 42, and Ed Williams, 43, checking in as a new running tandem as we look at DuBose's play.
Yeah, he cuts back against the grain, picks up a little blocking here, breaks the tackle, and Monty Jackson has to finally make the tackle with a little help from my friend.
Williams, the up man in the eye. He is a 4th-year player out of Langston University who played a couple of years with the Cincinnati Bengals. Bell stopped by Dreyer.
Not much running room. Boy, Larry Brooks really came in and stuffed Dave Rivas in. May have tried to finesse block and a little finesse block up in the line, but that's a big man to try to finesse.
9:18 remaining in the first half. Ricky Bell has carried 5 times, but for only 5 yards. 2nd down and 9.
Look out.
Blunt again under the gun. And he overthrows his man. Cody Jones was applying pressure and hit Blunt just as he threw.
Did he ever? Boy, he jumped in there in a hurry then.
John McKay, number 89, was the intended receiver, but he had no chance to latch on to that one. There's DuBose, 35, coming back in.
Looks like he gave Jeb Blunt a play there. But again, they're facing that long yardage situation at 3rd and 9, Bob, and this is something that's just tough to make a living when you're throwing that all the time. The successful teams are the ones that have 3rd, 3, and 4.
And now Blunt is unsure of the play call, and he wants to talk it over with John McKay. So he goes to the sideline to confer with his head coach.
This is understandable. When you're getting plays coming in, the translation of what comes in and what is said, that it makes it a little different. So you can understand him going to the sidelines, trying to pick out what's happening.
my day, we beat them by 4 touchdowns.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey.
Remember the old grip?
Do I ever? When do you say Budweiser?
Right now. Right, ladies?
Right.
Whether you're coming home to your alma mater or just coming home after a day at work, any time that's right for a cold beer is perfect for the consistently smooth taste of the king of beers.
Well, Martha, thank goodness some things never change.
Here's to you, pal.
When you say Budweiser, you said it all.
Oakland increasing its lead over Seattle to 13-0 on a 39-yard field goal by Errol Mann.
That's his second of the day, too.
3rd and 9 now for Tampa Bay after the timeout. Their top pass receiver is number 85, Morris Owens, who has caught 20 so far this year. Maybe they'll try to go to him. Some movement on the line. Instead, it's a pitch to Davis on a 3rd down play. And he will come up short of what was needed for the 1st down. Dave Elmendorf credited with the tackle. And Elmendorf is down after making that play. St. Louis increasing that edge over Minnesota. What a surprise. Not perhaps that the Cardinals would be in front, but by that much, 20-0.
They felt that they came together last week defensively, and it's obvious today if they're shutting down the Minnesota Vikings and Fran Tarkenton. That's got to be kind of unusual, and I'm sure Mr. Tarkenton's looking for some ways to exploit that defense now.
Tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 Central, Rhoda becomes romantically involved with a restaurant owner. I guess that means she'll eat well, and they say that the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Tonight we'll find out if the same holds true for Rhoda at 8 Eastern, 7 Central Time on CBS.
Kansas City beat Green Bay 20-10. That's the final.
Elmendorf was okay, left under his own power, and Dave Green comes in to kick again with Billy Waddy waiting at his 10-yard line. Not a very high kick. Waddy grabs it and snakes his way out to about the 18, 19-yard line before being stopped by Danny Reese. Reese gets down there quickly. That's the 2nd tackle he has made on punt coverage. 8:16 remaining in the 1st half as Pat Hayden and the Rams once again have possession of the ball. Time of possession and total number of plays will be a very interesting halftime statistic. It'll be overwhelmingly in favor of the Rams. There you see the score, a Septian field goal and a long pass from Hayden to Jackson. Counting for the difference, 10-0. Los Angeles. McCutcheon, who now needs less than 20 yards to reach the 5,000 mark for his career. He came into the game needing 71 each rather than going home to Tampa Bay.
And guess who's in on the tackle? Mr. Pear, the nose guard again, Dave Pear. Of course, he got a lot of help that time from David Lewis that came in, stripped the blocking down, and forced Mr. McCutcheon wide. You see Lewis right there making a little play, and Dave Pear coming in, cleaning up.
3rd down and 8. There's a look at Charles Hanna, number 73, who has come into the game. He is the younger brother of New England's great offensive lineman John Hanna. Hanna, number 3 draft pick, a rookie from the University of Alabama. Hayden back. Over the middle and out of the hands of Terry Nelson. And Nelson has had some trouble hanging on to a few tosses today.
Good coverage by Mike Cotney then. Good coverage by Mike Cotney. Let's see Charlie Hanna going in there. He gets blocked. He looks like he almost got tackled in. He's going straight ahead.
So the Tampa Bay defense holds the Rams without a 1st down, and Glenn Walker averaging a little more than 36 yards per kick. Gets it away under a heavy rush. Danny Reese at his own 33 fumbles, picks it back up, and takes off. crease out near the 40-yard line. Pretty good field position for Tampa Bay. Coming up this Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the CBS Sports Spectacular. The Dixie 500 auto race. Also the Pendleton Roundup. That one was filmed in Pendleton, Oregon, and the World's Strongest Men competition continues this week. It's the vehicle pull.
Well, wouldn't you like to be in that?
That car would not budge an inch if I was in that.
You think we could budge it together?
They gave us the ignition key, maybe. Blunt with a quick drop and throw. And Morris Owens has his first catch of the game. Owens is averaging 16.1 yards per reception, which is a pretty impressive statistic. I'm sorry, go ahead, Sonny.
That's his 21st of the year, too.
And he owns the only touchdown catch which Tampa Bay has to their credit this year.
As your final, Houston Oilers 47, the Chicago Bears nothing, and an embarrassing nothing.
Dave Elmendorf caught a knee in the rib the last time the Rams defense was on the field. His condition is uncertain at this time. He has been replaced by Nolan Cromwell. Cromwell, the rookie from Kansas, who was a wishbone quarterback in college, but a defensive back in the pros.
Watch number 58. Man, has played 7 years now. Look at him come in. Stuffs Jimmy DuBose, gets a hand in on the tackle. Good play by Isaiah Robertson. I think he has something like 31 tackles on the year.
Robertson was critical of his teammates last week after the game against New Orleans, saying that some of the Rams defensive players were not putting out 100%.
Mr. Robertson's been critical of a lot of people this year. Early in the year it was Walter Payton.
It'd be tough to criticize Payton, who is leading the NFL in rushing. Robertson was in on that stop once again as Ricky Bell carried. John McKay looks like he might be out for a walk through some tourist section of Southern California with the hat, the Buccaneers sweatshirt. On this field, John McKay led his USC Trojans to an overall record of 127-40 during his years there. Blunt firing deep, but the wrong man comes up with it. Pat Thomas, number 27, has the interception and a good return. Thomas out to about the 37-yard line with his third interception of the year.
The wind could have bothered Jeff Blunt here. He throws the ball. The guy goes to the, but you see coming across the ball, goes back the other way. Thomas comes up with his third interception of the year and makes a good run back.
Looks like
all stainless steel blades cut at 8,000 strokes a minute through the thinnest shaving head you can get. Stands whiskers up and shears them off, at or below the skin line.
You a blade guy? Try this. It may be the last time you use a blade.
On a windy day as the palm trees sway, the Rams lead Tampa Bay. String of rhymes, 10-0. Didn't realize what I was doing.
No comment.
Hayden hands the ball to McCutcheon, and McCutcheon bursts to a big hole, and the officials should get credit for the tackle. He did more to slow him up than anybody else.
All he's trying to do is get out of the way, too. Look at Mr. Trapinski.
Umpire Paul Trapinski there got more than he bargained for.
Take a look at this. Here he comes back. Make the tackle, Trapinski. Oops, they got blocked, and he goes down. Not very good footwork.
Trapinski, a 12th man on the Tampa Bay defense.
I think they got to move him out of there. They got to replace him with somebody.
1st and 10 from the Rams 48. Bob Costas with Sonny Jurgensen at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. LA leads 10-0. McCutcheon into Tampa Bay territory, and Dave Pear gets credit for yet another tackle.
There he is, the man with 2 arms that look like legs, and the strength of legs. Look at him playing off blockers again, gets over and gets into the play.
You know, we mentioned this briefly before. John McKay 127 victories, 40 losses, and 8 ties between 1960 and 75 as the head coach at USC, and he took the Trojans to 9 bowl games, so he is not used to losing here in Southern California.
4 national championships.
McCutcheon for some tough yards to about the 45 of Tampa Bay. Coming up to 3 minutes remaining in the first half.
And a young man on the field directing the Ram attack. What one time lived with John McKay. Pat Hayden. He played with John McKay, coach's son at USC. They played in the World Football League together.
Southern California's son.
Yeah. He must be saying right now, please, Pat, give me a break.
3rd down, and they need 2. Capoletti's going to try and get it. Almost lost the ball.
Well, Mike Cotney came in there and made the play, and he almost stole the ball from him.
Looks like they've got the 1st down, though. Clock has moved down to 2:26. And it will be an LA 1st down. From just outside the Tampa Bay 40.
Well, they've been in Tampa Bay's territory all day, haven't they?
Hayden faking to Capoletti and throwing for McCutcheon, who almost made a juggling catch but could not quite hold on.
Good coverage that time by Richard Wood.
Richard Wood, yet another USC product. And there's the story on Lawrence McCutcheon. Dick Bass rolled up 5,417 yards as an LA Ram running back, but that was in a career spanning almost 10 years. McCutcheon is likely to break that in about half the time.
There are 5 active players now with 5,000 yards. O.J. Simpson, who's out for knee surgery right now, Franco Harris, Calvin Hill, and John Brockington.
Hayden over to talk with Chuck Knox. Speaking with some of those girls before the game, they all wanted an 8x10 glossy of Sonny Jurgensen.
Did they? Boy, they have good taste.
2-minute warning time here at the Coliseum. Hayden has completed 5 of 12 for 99 yards and a touchdown. There he is. You know the story on him. Rhodes Scholar. Played in the World Football League. Came back last year involved in that battle with Jaworski and Harris, both of whom have since departed. Hayden eventually got the job, lost it at the beginning of this season to Namath, got it back midway through, and he's making his 4th consecutive start.
Thing you notice about him different this year, I think more than last year, and he admits it too, and that is he looks so much stronger than he did last year. And he said he's gained some upper body strength. He's been able to throw the ball a lot farther, and I think it's helped him a great deal.
He went through a weight program specifically designed to strengthen the muscles in his shoulder and the upper part of his back so he could throw the ball with more authority.
I used to do that and gain weight in the lower part of my back.
Hayden flipping it out to McCutcheon, and McCutcheon is cut down.
Well, it was Cedric Brown came over and made the play. Good play by Brown. If McCutcheon could have avoided him, he would have had a long run down the sidelines.
Logan's Run tomorrow night on CBS, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central Time. Minute 50 remaining. Rams trying to increase a 10-0 lead. Third down, 7. Hayden firing. Broken up neatly by Jarris White.
Boy, that was a good play, wasn't it?
4th-year man from Hawaii sticking his hand in front of Harold Jackson to break it up.
He came a long way. Jackson had a half a step on him, man, and he just got a hand on it.
4th and 7 from the 38. If they tried a field goal, it would be a 55-yarder, so instead they bring in Glenn Walker. Walker quite adept at kicking for the corner. Put one down at the 4-yard line earlier.
I don't think Septien's hit one over 40 yards this year.
No, he hasn't.
He's 0 for 3, isn't he?
So perhaps he lacks the necessary range to even try one here. Danny Reese, number 46, standing around the 10 as Walker will get the punt away. And they're going to fake it. Walker's going to throw off the fake. It's complete. And they have the first down.
Oh, what a play. Jackie Wallace. Watch his fake. There it is. Set up. Walker coming out. Going to the left. It was a fake all the way. Could you see the blocking back there? Takes it up. Pretty good throw here. Finds Jackie Wallace standing on the sidelines and enough for the first down. Oops. And does Danny Reese lay the wood to him?
Now they've got 1 minute and 38 seconds to work with the ball at the 24.
13 yards on that play.
The Rams were burned by a fake field goal last week against the New Orleans Saints. This time they turned the tables, and a fake punt works to their advantage against Tampa Bay. There you see the time ticking down. Next week on CBS, Detroit plays Atlanta in a game that could have wild card implications, especially with Detroit winning today over San Diego. The Giants play the Buccaneers at Tampa Bay, Washington at Philadelphia, Los Angeles at Green Bay, and San Francisco plays the Saints at the Superdome in New Orleans. 2nd down and 8. Coming up to 1 minute to play. Hayden with a quick toss. Jackson has it out of bounds to stop the clock.
Good play, good smart call to stop the clock, and you see the clock in the upper right-hand corner there. 1 minute, 1 second left. He makes a good throw, and this is what I think at strength has helped him do. Throw that ball to the outside as he is doing. Another second quarter score. Denver 21, Pittsburgh nothing. Just enough for the first down.
Craig Morton throwing to Haven Moses, a 20-yard touchdown strike for the latest Denver score as they lead 21-0. And I think that Craig Morton will be a bridegroom tomorrow. He is scheduled to be married tomorrow in Dallas. A Denver victory would make him all the happier, I'm sure. And they're on their way to it, leading the Steelers 21-zip. 1st and 10 from the 14 of Tampa Bay. McCutcheon, a penalty marker is down. Jarris White was in on the tackle. Tampa Bay was offside, though.
Hey, you look at the two teams that are on the field, but think of the two teams that are off the field right now. The Tampa Bay offense and the Ram defense. They've been on the field very few times today and for very short periods of time.
Chuck Knox preparing to send Cullen Bryant in.
Offside, number 63, defense. First down.
All right, got his mic fixed, didn't he?
Thought for a minute that Chuck Knox had turned ventriloquist.
That's the second time, I think, Leroy has lined up off sides.
They take the penalty rather than the run by McCutcheon. From the 9, 1st and 5. McCutcheon shifts back into the eye. Behind Capoletti, McCutcheon gets the call. And into the end zone. Well, inside the 5. What end zone, says Sonny Jurgensen. Anticipating a bit too much. McCutcheon has gone over 5,000 yards, so that's a goal for him, but not the goal line.
Boy, that's it. What an accomplishment. There he is right there. Lawrence McCutcheon. 5 years in the league. Colorado State just gone over 5,000 yards.
Standing ovation for Lawrence McCutcheon. I had him in the end zone, but that gain has him up over 5,000 yards, and the Rams are inside the 5-yard line of Tampa Bay. 5,001 to be exact. 72 yards today on 20 carries. 20 carries already in the first half. Busy afternoon.
And 1st and goal. They've just controlled the ball on the ground. In 49 seconds, they got... here's Hayden again talking to the Ram coaches, trying to figure out what they want to do with 49 seconds left.
despite the fact that the Rams have had the ball in Tampa Bay territory almost the entire first half. The Buccaneer defense has done a pretty good job holding them to only 10 points, but this would be a crusher if the Rams can get it up to 17 before they go to the locker room.
They have, and they're in a good position here. We're all about the 4-yard line. He can do a little bit of everything here. With 49 seconds, he had success with the play-action pass. He could run a little play-action here. I tell you, when I played under Coach Lombardi, you had to run this ball, but coaching techniques have changed a little bit. Let's see what he does.
It's first and goal from the 4. He's going to throw for it. McCutcheon for the touchdown. So he got there eventually.
Little play action. Again, a little pass in the flat. And it's kind of fitting that Lawrence McCutcheon goes in on this after just going over 5,000 yards. Nobody covering there. Richard Wood got caught inside. Has to come back outside there. You see the fake holds him there. The fake holds him inside. You take another look at it, and McCutcheon jumps in for it.
6th touchdown that McCutcheon has scored this year. 4 on the ground and 2 on pass receptions. Septien will try and add the 17th point out of Nolan Cromwell's hold. The score came with just 45 seconds remaining in the first half. Septien drills it straight through, and the Rams have increased their lead to 17-0 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we'll look at the scoring play again.
Just a little, they've run this play so successfully, the running play, and you see going in there, Cecil Johnson going in, trying to get up to block it. Not much he can do, and a long way right then. The 34 defense, that's a tough position for Richard Wood, number 54, trailing the play. He's in an awkward position to try to cover that pass. And I imagine that's the reason Chuck Knox and Pat Hayden wanted to call that particular play there.
Sports Spectacular next Saturday on CBS. The Dixie 500 Auto Race, the Pendleton 500 Roundup Rodeo, and the World's Strongest Men competition, a continuing series there. This week, the Vehicle Pull. Some of those guys are incredibly strong, racing up hills with wheelbarrows loaded with 750 pounds worth of who knows what. Septien drills this one right on out of the end zone. Well beyond both Anthony Davis and Danny Reese, and out to the 20 it'll come with just 45 seconds remaining in the half.
Well, the same thing that has plagued the Tampa Bay Buccaneers throughout the year, and that is the lack of offense. And it's something that, you know, defensive people can line up. They play instinctively. They go toward the football. But when you have to coordinate movement of offensive line and backs, and then you're changing quarterbacks continually, you've had 5 different ones starting. That's why it's difficult to work as a cohesive unit.
Mike Barilla injured his knee in preseason. Gary Huff cracked some ribs. Randy Hedberg had a concussion. Jeb Blunt is the quarterback now. They keep it on the ground, and this is just about going to kill what remains in the first half. They'll have time for one more play, perhaps. This year, Tampa Bay has been shut out by Philadelphia, losing 13-0. They scored 3 in a 9-3 loss to Minnesota, 7 in a 23-7 defeat at Dallas. They were blanked by Washington and lost 10-0. There's Candace Bergen along the sidelines, doing a pictorial story on Joe Namath as Jimmy DuBose carries for Tampa Bay. The Bucs were also shut out by Green Bay and managed 10 points in a loss to San Francisco. The only time that they have managed any offense at all was a game against their fellow expansion club, the Seattle Seahawks, when the Buccaneers were able to score 23, and then, ironically, their defense, for the only time all year long, was unable to hold the other club in check, and they lost that one, too, 30-23. Halftime, as you can see, Chuck Knox walks off. His club in front 17-0, Sonny.
He has to feel good leading 17-0. They missed a couple of scoring opportunities when they missed the field goal, but he's got to be happy with the score here and the way his team is operating.
That's the end of the first half from Los Angeles, and there you see the numbers.
Dawn launch, Sea of Japan. The Navy. See a recruiter or call toll-free. It's not just a job, it's an adventure.
We're good and tough. We're the Kellys. No roads too rough. We're the Kellys.
Meet the gas pincher. In our test on the 77 Pontiac Catalina, a set of these tough steel-belted radials squeezed 31 more miles out of a tank of gas than our non-radial tires. The gas pincher radial, economy and value. Only from the Kellys.
We're good and tough. We're the Kellys.
I can't help it. I don't want to be this way.
If you want to go all the way.
Join Rafferty on a life-saving mission. Monday at 10, 9 Central and Mountain.
Next Saturday, CBS Sports Spectacular presents highlights of NASCAR's 18th annual Dixie 500 with the leading stock car drivers racing for the checkered flag. The Pendleton Roundup Rodeo with Larry Mahan and Tom Ferguson heading the field of top cowboys. Plus, the world's strongest men competition featuring the vehicle pull. That's next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. The halftime score at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. The Rams 17 and Tampa Bay nothing. To bring you up to date on all the other scores around the NFL, let's go back to CBS Sports Control in New York and join Brent Musburger, Phyllis George, and Irv Cross.
Cincinnati Bengals bounce back into the playoff picture this afternoon as they upset the Cleveland Browns by a score of 10-7. Quarterback Kenny Anderson, 14-19 for 153 yards. Isaac Curtis, 5 catches, 71 yards. All that on a bad leg, out of bounds at the 11-yard line, sets up this touchdown. Pete Johnson, who's been knocked by his teammate Boobie Clark, shows him on this drive, 7-0 after the extra point. Brian Sipe, 20 of 28 for 189 yards. Hits Reggie Rucker, who's run out at the 13-yard line, and that will set up this touchdown. It's a pass. Sipe to his tight end, Oscar Rohn, at the 1-yard line, and Rohn barges in. It was 7-7, and for the second week in a row, it was Chris Barr with a field goal, which gave Cincinnati the win. Now their record 4-4, Cleveland's record 5-3. The rest of the scores, Oakland rolling this afternoon against Seattle. 27-0 right now in the second quarter. And Denver bouncing back after last week's disappointment. Pittsburgh faces a lot of turmoil. Going to be tough now for the Steelers to get into the playoffs. St. Louis and Minnesota, the Cardinals have scored 3 times and missed 1 extra point. In the game you're watching, 17-0, the Los Angeles Rams lead the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kansas City beats Green Bay under new head coach Tom Bettis, 20-10 the final there. And look at this final, 47-0 Houston over Chicago. And an NFC team finally beats an AFC team for the first time this year. 20-0, Detroit shuts out San Diego. The big upset. Without O.J. Simpson, Buffalo beats New England. Grogan is intercepted 4 times by the Bills. Hooks replaces Simpson and rushes for 156 yards. The game you just watched, 10-7. Final score, Cincinnati a winner. Miami beats the New York Jets this afternoon by 4 points. Richard Todd injured in that game. Dom Reyes cleans up for the Jets. San Francisco wins its 3rd in a row over Atlanta, 10-3 the final there. Philadelphia behind Ron Jaworski beats New Orleans 28-7, and it was the Dallas Cowboys 24, the New York Giants 10, and so, Phyllis, the Cowboys still unbeaten. And what do we got outside of football this afternoon?
What'd you just say?
The Cowboys still unbeaten. You're going to make me say it over and over.
Well, Brent, in Atlanta, the Dixie 500 had been stopped due to rain after 336 miles with Dave Pearson leading. What the word is, they started up again with Richard Petty and Cale Yarbrough in 2nd and 3rd positions. And you can see highlights of that race next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS Sports Spectacular. Now, in baseball news, Atlanta Braves owner Ted Turner appears closer to hiring New York Yankees coach Bobby Cox. Cox flew to Atlanta to meet with Turner, so we'll wait to see what happens. And a group of New Orleans businessmen visited Oakland A's owner Charlie Finley today in an effort to move the team to the Superdome, but no deal has been made as of yet. And this unusual development in New York this afternoon. The Attorney General had asked 5 boxing promoters to pay their back taxes to the state for matches they promoted last year. Combined, they owe more than, are you ready for this, fellas? $400,000. Good luck to those 5 promoters. That's
just write them a check, fellas.
That's right. Just write it out.
Irv Cross has taught White Shoes Johnson a brand new move. Back with that as the NFL Today continues on CBS after these messages for your local stations.
2 reporters try to scoop each other, but it's Lou Grant who gets the blame when their efforts backfire. Tuesday night on CBS.
8-0 and flying high, the Dallas Cowboys, Herb.
Flying high, let's take a look at it. Dallas came into New York, Brent, of course, leading the entire National Football League in total offense and total defense, but he needed a play from his special teams to get something on the board early. Bobby Hammond here takes a punt from the Cowboys and muffs the ball here, but is picked up by his teammate, Jones, who's hit and fumbles it, and is scooped up by Jay Salty of the Cowboys. He slides in the end zone for a touchdown, 7-0 Dallas. Giants try to come back, but Sarchik throwing the ball is picked off by Cliff Harris, setting up a scoring opportunity for the Cowboys. But here's a long pass from Staubach to his favorite receiver, Richards, out here. Pass interference in the end zone on Bill Bryant. Cowboys have the ball on the 1-yard line. They go in. Tony Dorsett. Dallas leads 21-3. Bobby Hammond wanted to make up for that previous muff punt. Brent, here he takes a Danny White punt. Watch what he does with it this time. He's really determined to make a good run, and he does. He comes along the right sideline, picks up a nice wall of blockers, takes the ball down to the 7-yard line, setting up a scoring opportunity for the Giants. He goes in himself. 21-0 at that point, and Dallas went on to win the game 24-10 and remain undefeated.
Irv, Steve Bartkowski returned today as the Atlanta Falcon quarterback, but it was not a successful return. San Francisco won its third in a row today. It was scoreless at the half. Steinfurt kicked off to start the second half. Paul Hofer, on a return left, got a couple of key blocks and busted out to the San Francisco 47-yard line. Plunkett held the 5 of 12 for 50 yards, but this one critical to his fine tight end, Tom Mitchell, who got inside the 40-yard line. Wilbur Jackson from the 1, the first rushing touchdown this year against that tough Falcon defensive unit. We'll show you just how tough a defensive game this was. Atlanta 1st and 10 on the 20. Here is Woody Thompson. He has got daylight. He has met helmet on, and he coughs it up. And Winter gets back to the 19-yard line. Then it was Dell Williams running, and watch that Atlanta defense go to work against him as the guards pull out to lead the way. Fumble, Atlanta recovers. Steinfurt, who replaced the fired Mickemeyer, got the field goal. Too little too late, 10-3. San Francisco wins again. And Irv Cross, Ron Jaworski, good day for Philly.
Big story down in Philadelphia. The Eagles defeated the New Orleans Saints by a score of 28-7. Ron Jaworski ran for 2 touchdowns, passed for 2, and here's one on the ground. He sneaks in there, and the second quarter, the Eagles take a 7-0 lead. Ron going back this time from his own 24-yard line, hits Herb Lusk on a nifty catch there by Herb, setting up a scoring opportunity for the Eagles. Jaworski going to his favorite receiver, Harold Carmichael. Touchdown. Carmichael caught 2 passes today for 16 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bobby Douglas trying to get the Saints going. Throws an errant pass. Johnny Deke Sanders picks it off. His second interception of the game, his 4th of the year. Returning the ball down to the 6-yard line, and Jaworski goes to work again. This time, number 17, Carmichael again, another touchdown. The Eagles lead 21-0. Ron, this time with 7 seconds left to go on the clock, decides to go in himself. He goes in, and the Eagles took a commanding lead, 28-7.
What a dreadful afternoon for the Chicago Bears down in the Houston Astrodome. They were buried. Main Man, White Shoes Johnson, Pastorini, Kenny Burrow, they all had big days. Coleman had burned them early, so this time he went to the end around and handed it off to Johnson, who bust one 61 yards. And White Shoes, are you in a dancing frame of mind on this Sunday afternoon down in the Dome? You betcha, he says. Been a long time since I busted one that long. Pastorini, 12 of 19, 247 yards, 2 touchdowns to Kenny Burrow, 85 in that one for 43. Walter Payton was stopped, 18 carries, 79 yards. Chicago does not run well against the 3-4 defensive set. Now, one of the linebackers of the Oilers, Bingham, will scoop it up and run it in, 34 yards for the touchdown. That made it 38-0. So Mike Phipps then replaced Bob Avellini, and the former Cleveland Brown quarterback buried for the 2-point safety. Chicago then got the free kick for the 20-yard line. Time, once again, for White Shoes. Count the would-be Chicago tacklers. There's 4 so far. Gets away from a 5th. Outruns a 6th and a 7th. Schubert loses his shoe right there. He's the last man who could have caught him. We've seen the dance, big guy. Show us something brand new. All right, the 10-foot dunk. Miami now in the New York Jets. 14-10 was the final score there. Richard Todd injured in that game. Marty Domres tried to rally the Jets, but he couldn't. Greasy, 12 of 15, 132 yards and 2 touchdowns to Harris. Here's the first interference. Doesn't matter. He got the touchdown anyway. Now, watch this one. He wants Harris again. Does he thread this ball? Those glasses are working, aren't they, for Greasy? Here's a key play for the Dolphin defense. 4th and 1, and they stop the Jets right there. Down raise, passing to Jerome Barkham. This touchdown pulled the Jets to within 4 points after the extra point. Now watch the Dolphin defense go to work. Down raise doesn't release in time. Can't find someone open. Look at this. Get it to somebody. But you got to get a touchdown. Time ran out. 14-10. And right now, let's go back to Sonny Jurgensen at the Los Angeles Coliseum. Sonny?
Back here at halftime at the Los Angeles Coliseum, it's the Rams 17, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers nothing. 2 Pat Hayden touchdown passes, 1 to Jackson, 1 to McCutcheon, and a Rafael Septione field goal are the points in the first half.
In stage 1 of my life, I couldn't stand dull wheels. I'm the same in stage 2 with my new 78 Ford LTD2, the trimmer sportier LTD at a trimmer price, the LTD of mid-size cars. If you're a sporty guy who appreciates the finer things in life, welcome to stage 2.
Isn't it you in that LTD2? You'll never know till you try.
Welcome to LTD2.
A better idea from Ford.
It may take a while, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers know that we're on the right track, and we're going to make it. Hello, this is Leroy Selman. I just bought a home here in Tampa, and I'd like to take you on a little tour of the Bay Area. You'll arrive in an airport designed for the next century. I'll pass through one of America's major ports, and then you'll fall in love with the old cigar factories in the Latin Quarter, with the banana docks and shrimp boats, with Bayshore Boulevard, and that soft white sand of the Gulf Coast. People come here for a vacation and never leave. They enjoy life and help each other through our United Way. They work in daycare centers, the Girl Scouts, and many other agencies funded by our United Way. They're proud of their new team, the Tampa Bay area, and the United Way. For all of these volunteers, we'd like to say, thanks to you, it works for all of us, the United Way.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. Sonny Jurgensen is standing by at halftime, and he's got Henry Mancini with him for a visit.
A great name in music, but a great football fan also.
I was pleased just to meet you here today. That's no kidding.
Well, thank you. You know, must ask you, you've watched the Rams play for many years. Yeah. What about this present Ram team?
I don't know. I saw them. We were here the other night for the Minnesota game, and I said, well, this is the start of something big. And then last week in New Orleans, it kind of took a tumble. But the way the league's going, they were saying that, like, if they come out 8-6, that they got a shot at the bowl, you know. So that's the end, you know. That's the last 2 minutes of the game. You never know who's going to win. And then this way the season's going now, I think it's going to go way down, right to the wire. And I think we'll do it, though. I think we'll get in there.
Thank you for stopping by and talking with us, Henry, and I enjoy that music so much.
Okay, Sonny, we're just about ready to start quarter number 3. The Rams are in front 17-0, and you're looking at Rafael Septione, who will kick it off to get the second half underway. Septione's boot once again carrying deep and through the end zone. George Ragsdale was back there and able to touch it before it went through. Septione has really been getting some length on those kickoffs. First down, well, those statistics tell the story. 15 first downs to 4, 103 yards rushing to 52, 128 to 15. 10 completed in 17 attempts as against 2 completed in 8. Total yardage, a huge difference in favor of the Rams. And offensive plays more than twice as many for Los Angeles as for Tampa Bay, and time of possession as well, almost twice as many minutes during which the Rams were in possession as against the total for Tampa Bay.
I can't talk to you right now, Bob, because talking to Henry Mancini, he said he's going to let me record his next song.
What
so
song
I've
is
got
that
to
going
save
to
my
be?
voice. I'm not sure.
What record label is that going to be on? Where can I purchase it?
It's on the Has-Been label.
All right. Loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage for the Bucs in the third quarter. Second down at 12. Anthony Davis carried. He's had a tough afternoon so far. Jeff Blunt, number 17. The Bucs haven't been able to get anything going on offense. And this isn't going to help at all. Youngblood picks it off, and he is gone. Touchdown. 23-0 Los Angeles, as middle linebacker Jim Youngblood stepped in front, and there wasn't anybody between him and the goal line at all.
Look how Blunt's a little late throwing this ball. If he saw the type of coverage, I don't think he would have put it up that way. But when you get down and you get forced to try to make big plays as a quarterback, that's what happens. And Youngblood stepped in front and ran it in for the touchdown.
And on that earlier look at it, you saw Bill Simpson raising his hands over his head right away. He knew that Youngblood was gone with that one.
A team that is defensive oriented, as you would consider the Los Angeles Rams. That defensive team likes to make some big plays, and that's exactly what they're talking about, the big play of an interception.
Septien booms it through, and there's a look at Simpson again, celebrating the touchdown by Youngblood as the Rams lead 24-0.
Excuse me, ma'am. We'd like to take away their Schlitz and have them try our beer.
You want to take away their Schlitz? You want to take away their gusto? You're cute. Dumb, but cute. You want to take away their Schlitz? Their gusto? You're going to end up a cornerstone in a high-rise. They're going to turn you into an off-ramp on the interstate. Take away their gusto.
14:08 showing on the third quarter clock. The Rams have added a touchdown in the first minute of the second half on the interception and 25-yard touchdown return by Jim Youngblood. And now Septien kicks off again and once again into the end zone, and George Ragsdale downs it. That is the fourth time that Septien has put it into the end zone with no return. And look at the Big Red, the Cardinals rolling over Minnesota.
Yeah, you know, if you think ours at 24-0, look at that one, 27-0.
And that is at Minnesota.
I can believe their defense has come together along with the offense.
The Cardinals were 1-3 after a tough loss to Dallas a few weeks ago. If that score holds up against the Vikings, they will have won 4 in a row. They'll be 5-3, and with Washington playing Baltimore tomorrow night, a tough game, the Cardinals could take the lead in the wild card race. Blunt hands the ball to DeBose as a penalty flag flies through the air. Jim Youngblood, who had the interception earlier, made the tackle on that play. Looks like holding against Tampa Bay coming up.
Yes, they got him, caught him for holding again. Boy, they should give him a little edge here. Come on, McCarter. Don't be saying that. Setting him back again. I understand Dave Elmendorf is out with a cracked rib and will not see action again for the rest of the day.
And Nolan Cromwell, the rookie from Kansas, moves into the lineup to replace him.
Holding, number 70, offense, first down.
Darryl Carlton, from Tampa, 6'6", 270-pound, third-year man, was the infractee.
Hello?
Well, anyway, he got called for holding.
There's Nolan Cromwell, number 21, the man who has come in to replace the injured Elmendorf. 1st and 20 is what Blunt faces. DuBose trying to get him out of that hole. Well, let's see. It was Owens on the carry, not DuBose. Owens, the wide receiver. Morris Owens.
He came back in a little, looked like an old, what do you call it, single wing reverse there. They don't have those things anymore, do they? Single wing reverses. And
maybe at this point, the Bucs will try anything. Whatever you call it, at gain 5. 2nd down and 15 from the 15.
Oh, here's a good shot right behind Anthony Davis, Jeff Blunt, and Jimmy DuBose.
Blunt over the middle. He's got Davis. If he gets out into the open field, he can do some damage.
He was one step from being in the open field, too. Nolan Cromwell knocked him out of bounds.
Flag down on the play.
Wait a second. Another holding call?
Could be. You called it.
Gee. Come on, give us a break. Boy, when you get backed up like this, now see, here's the situation, and we talk about this a lot on the telecast, Bob, but here's a situation where the quarterback's just made a big play. He threw the ball at Davis' head.
Number 68, offense, second down.
Dan Medlin was the at call for holding. But see, he's had 2 holding calls on this drive, and now he's backed up and forced to make a big play. He's intercepted. They run it back in for a touchdown or something, and the quarterback looks bad. He's not the guy that just held 2 people here to set the drive back, and that's it's a tough situation for a quarterback. Boy, John McKay doesn't like it either.
Well, you can tell by his expression that his homecoming has not been a happy one. 13-11 to play in the 3rd quarter, and the Rams lead 24-0. And Tampa Bay has not posed anything even resembling a threat. They have 2nd down and 22 now from deep in their own territory.
Well, here it is. He's coming back a situation here.
Down around their own 3. You risk an interception from this deep in your own territory?
Well, I don't think you will. I think he'll run this one.
You're right. And the Rams knew it too.
Yes, they.
Ed Williams was the ball carrier, number 43.
But you're trailing this way, Bob. You really have to. You've got to try to score some points. You can't be just kicking the ball back to the Rams and putting more pressure on your defense. Therefore, he's got to come up with something. Look at Joe. Joe Namath.
Namath warming up on the sidelines.
He's got to be doing that for Candace Bergen, hasn't he?
She's taking some pictures of him down there. You'd think that if they took Hayden out, they'd go with the number 3 man, the rookie Vince Ferragamo, rather than Namath, with the game no longer in doubt.
Exactly. Why would you risk injury to Joe Namath?
3rd down and 22. Backpedaling to the end zone is Blunt. Will he run or throw? He's going to keep it. And Youngblood wraps him up with help from Isaiah Robertson.
The whole thing here is Ferragamo standing with a helmet on. He just wants to get in some action, saying, Coach, I'm ready. Namath was showing Candace Bergen his locks. But I think more than anything else, Joe Namath was just warming up Pat Hayden, because Hayden hadn't been in yet. You know, he's been standing on the sideline since the half started.
Dave Green, whose right leg has been getting a heavy workout, is standing at about his own 2-yard line. And Billy Waddy is out near midfield, awaiting his punt on 4th and 14 with 11:35 to play in the 3rd quarter. Waddy will fair catch it at the 45. Once again, the Rams will begin in Tampa Bay territory from the 45. And with 11:27 remaining in the 3rd quarter, a timeout with the score. Los Angeles 24 and Tampa Bay nothing.
I drive a Ford pickup because my daddy told me they're built tough. Right, Daddy?
Right. And I bought a Ford pickup because my daddy told me they were built tough. Right, Daddy?
Yep. And I drive a Ford pickup because my daddy told me they were built tough. Right, Daddy?
That's right, yeah. My daddy came to Texas in a covered wagon. I had to learn about Fords on my own. I'm a smart old bird, ain't I?
Of all Ford trucks registered over the last 12 years, 93 out of 100 are still on the job.
Showgirls of the MGM Grand for Color Track by RCA.
Do my flesh tones look right to you? Are my feathers green?
Is my gown purple? If these colors don't look right to you, you should know about Color Track from RCA. It locks in all the colors, including flesh tones. Getting the color right is what Color Track is all about.
Before you see the Color Track system grabs it, aligns it, defines it, sharpens it, tones it, and locks the color on track.
RCA is making television better and better.
Be here Sunday when Archie gets hooked on uppers.
Oh, this is gonna wake up the neighbors. Hi, neighbors.
Sunday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Who is that man trying to travel incognito?
That's Marv Frickett, isn't it?
Could be.
Jonathan Winters, big Los Angeles Rams fan.
Well, we had him up here in the booth a game last year. He just broke everybody up.
He could give you a little coaching philosophy, I'm sure.
His idea to resolve the Ram quarterback dilemma last year was to play Jaworski, Hayden, and Harris simultaneously and run Statue of Liberty plays all the time, passing the ball from one to the other. Before the game, he was telling us the trouble with football, there are too many announcers. He'd like to put some of us out of work.
I wish he hadn't said that.
Hayden with his first pass of the second half. Right through the hands of Terry Nelson, who is having a terrible day holding on to the ball. Looked like he was running with it before he had it.
He was just clearing a linebacker, and as he came by him, you'll take a look at it again. He's open. Good pass by Hayden. You see him just as he clears that linebacker. Should have had it, an easy catch for him. You see Washington making the hit on him, but he just took his eyes off of it. Lack of concentration.
Third down for Hayden, 9 yards to go. The beleaguered Tampa Bay defense breaks their huddle. This is the way it looks to the Tampa Bay secondary as Hayden goes back to throw. Threw it behind the intended receiver, Nelson.
He had two men open there. Phillips was open also, had both men open. I'll tell you something. Again, give some credit to that Tampa Bay defense. The Rams got the ball on their 45. What do they get? They get a half a yard, and they got to kick it away.
And that's Glenn Walker, number 19. Single safety, Danny Reese, back at the 10. Walker doesn't kick them long, but he does kick them high. And he generally places the ball in good position inside the 20 in this type situation. No sooner do I say that than he comes up with a less than impressive boot that stops at the 23. But perhaps more impressively, coming up on Friday night, November 18th, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Leon Spinks battles Alfio Rigetti, a fight between heavyweight contenders, and perhaps the winner of that one will get a crack at Muhammad Ali in February for the heavyweight championship. Right here on CBS, Friday, November 18th, and that fight in February between Ali and the winner will also be on CBS. Only a 20-yard kick by Glenn Walker. That won't do much for his average. That doesn't do much for Blunt's statistics either. Intended for Ragsdale, incomplete. Monty Jackson on the coverage.
Neither quarterback is having a good day throwing the ball. Of course, Hayden's had a couple dropped, but Hayden is 8 for 18, 115 yards and 2 touchdowns, but he's still throwing under 50%.
Looks like Tampa Bay was offside on the play as well. As we look there at number 28, Monty Jackson. Jackson had 10 interceptions, returning 3 of them for touchdowns, leading the league last year. This year, only 1 interception, but there's a reason for that. They don't go in his direction very often.
Offense lined up offside. First down.
You're not supposed to. This is the third time Tampa has lined up offsides today, 2 by the defense.
That is not advisable.
That is wrong. It's a no-no.
First down and 15 from the 19. Pitch back to Anthony Davis. Look at him scoop. Monty Jackson ran him out of bounds.
Here's a good look at it from the end zone camera. He's carrying it a little loosely there, and he comes out of it, loses it again. Ooh, came very close as Monty Jackson bumps him out of bounds.
Well, he is just itching to break one today before all of his old friends here in the Southern California area.
He's broken them on that same field before many times. A little different defense, though.
Blunt barking out the signals and handing to Jimmy Dubose. He's brought down by Larry Brooks. Dubose, an unheralded running back, but he's averaging more than 4 yards a carry. Second year from Florida. He was the Southeast Conference Player of the Year in 1975. Anthony Davis, by the way, has carried 5 times for 20 yards, and there's the situation facing Tampa Bay right now. 3rd down and 2. DeVos goes out. He's picked up 39 yards on 7 carries. Good day for him so far. Davis gets the call and the first down. Davis out near the 40.
Good play here. Watch this, going off tackle. Ed Williams leading the play, finds a little running room. You see him cover. He still has trouble with that football right there. Watch him hold that football. He had that thing like a loaf of bread that time. I think he was looking at that big hole he saw so he could get through.
He picked up 7 on the play. He hits the hole very, very quickly.
There it is. Watch him, Lou. There it is right there. And he doesn't have a good grip on the football. Oakland leading Seattle 30-0 in the third quarter.
Look at this. Blunt. Lights out time. Cody Jones all over him. He didn't even have time to take a look as to where his receivers might have been.
Yeah. Look at this. 2 men had a chance to make the sack here. I think they had 28 coming into this game.
Actually, the Rams' front 4 has been kind of disappointing with regard to the pressure that they have put on the passers so far this season. They are a good group by reputation, Youngblood, Jones, Brooks, and Dreyer, but they have not had the overwhelming pressure that they expected on enemy quarterbacks prior to today, and this was their first sack of the game against the Bucs.
Well, last year they had 45.
Here comes Isaiah Robertson. They get 2 sacks in a row. Linebacker blitz, and he does a number on Jeb Blunt.
They had 45 last year, and they only had 12 going into this game, and now they had come up with their second one in the other game here.
Poor Jeb Blunt.
That's no fun.
What a day for the lad from Tulsa.
3rd and 31. Let's make a call here. I'd like to punt it if we could somehow. You have a quick kick in your repertoire.
3rd and 31.
He's going to put it up. All right.
Right out of the hands.
Oh, what a good
of
throw.
Ragsdale. And Blunt was on the money with the pass.
He made a good throw because good linebacker drop. He comes back up through the pocket and makes a throw here, but has to throw it right over a linebacker. Look at the little hole he's got to get that thing in. Ragsdale should have had made the catch.
Might not have had the first down anyway, but he couldn't hold on. And once again, Dave Green comes in to punt. Billy Waddy waits back in single safety. Waddy is the rookie from Colorado, number 3 draft pick. He has 4.4 speed in a 40.
And you walk back to the bench after dropping one like that. Another short kick.
Waddy bobbling it and losing yardage.
Look out. Oh.
Was on his way to Santa Monica. Waddy with a negative return, and he walks off a little bit puzzled by it all. 7:49 remaining in the third quarter. There's the score.
Will the insurance fix our chimney?
Sure, after we plow through the paperwork.
It's different with Allstate.
What's different?
We have the world's largest team of claims specialists.
Don't worry about a thing.
They settle most claims like this without estimates.
No problem.
Allstate specialists are interested in you, not paperwork.
I'll call the contractor today.
Oh.
That was easy. When it takes being different to be better, Allstate will do it.
That's a promise from us, the Good Hands people.
The system, TCR, Total Control Racing. The circuit, spotless. The lane-changing switch for split-second passing. Watch it again. But look out, because TCR comes with a jam car, a moving obstacle that constantly circles the track. The jam car. It tests your racing skill lap after lap. This is the Jam Car Speedway. TCR, Total Control Racing from Ideal.
Out beyond the Coliseum in Los Angeles, Mount Wilson and the Griffith Park Observatory, the Green Dome building. Beautiful landscaping. Surroundings here in Los Angeles. Nice surroundings inside the Coliseum as well. Hayden hands the ball to McCutcheon. And McCutcheon runs into David Pear.
In the third quarter, Minnesota finally gets on the board against the St. Louis Cardinals. Scores now 27-7. Tarkington hit Sammy White with a 9-yard pass.
John McKay working on that gum.
He's getting a stance like the referee there, you know, crossing his arms in front of him. Well, tell you, it's hard to keep your dauber up when you're 0-21.
The handoff to McCutcheon. Moving right along, McCutcheon is driven back. That was Sonny Jurgensen. I'm Bob Costas. Coliseum in Los Angeles. 7 minutes exactly remaining in the third quarter. Third down, 4 yards to go.
And Oakland is up ahead of Seattle 37-0 now. Kenny Stabler hit Casper with another 15-yard pass. They just keep rolling, don't they?
From the LA 41, Cullen Bryant, number 32, has joined McCutcheon in the Los Angeles backfield. Hayden to the air. Pass is complete, and there's a penalty marker down on the play as Richard Wood, one of the inside linebackers, brought down Rod Phillips, number 39.
The flag came from the secondary back toward the line of scrimmage.
2 flags down on the play.
Well, we're going to have a little holding call against the defense and an infraction line up off the defense.
Little extracurricular excitement here.
Well, they're trying to entertain themselves.
Let's listen to Gordon McCarty.
Yeah. Offside, defense, defensive holding, penalty declined.
Field mics.
There's some confusion.
Looked like 2 calls both against the defense, holding and offsides. John McKay strikes a pensive pose.
The official's going to come over and give him a little information.
Don't forget the CBS Sports Spectacular, which is coming up this Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS. For auto racing fans, the Dixie 500. For all the cowpokes out there, the Pendleton Roundup Rodeo. I worked that one along with Larry Mahan. Had some Bronco busters there that will bring some excitement along. I did not. I rode a horse, which was on its way, I think, to the glue factory, but I did not go astride the Brahma Bull. And, of course, the world's strongest men. This coming week, the vehicle pull will be the event. Wendell Tyler is into the game. He's number 26, a rookie from UCLA, all-time leading Bruin rusher, number 3 draft pick this year, and he's averaging more than 6 yards per carry in limited duty for the Rams. He didn't get very much that time, though.
Very good. Again, good defense by the Tampa Bay team. David Lewis coming across. Leroy Selman on a good hustle coming across, making a play. And you see those same excited fans.
They are thrilled. They're delirious.
They're really into this game. I saw some people meditating down there earlier.
5:50 remaining in the third quarter. Second down and 12 as Hayden backpedals. Tyler takes his flip and runs into Richard Wood, number 54.
A little screen pass didn't get as much as it looked like it might get when it first started developing. Again, Mike Washington, Richard Wood coming over.
A look at what Pat Hayden has done so far today.
He's up over 50%.
2 of those 10 completions for touchdowns, a long one to Jackson, a short one to McCutcheon.
One a little ad-lib play, the 51-yarder to Jackson.
Clock moving down toward 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Rams hold a comfortable 24-0 edge. Little movement on the defensive line. Hayden under the gun. Leroy Selman got there, and let's see if they call it an incomplete pass. Apparently so. Dave Pear, who is all over the place, pounced on the loose ball.
Boy, what a great rush here by Leroy Selman from the blind side. You see Hayden going back, not aware that the man is behind him, and you see right there his arm was coming a little bit forward. Very close call. It could have been called a fumble. And Dave Pear on the recovery there.
Glenn Walker has another opportunity to punt. Danny Reese standing back around the 10-yard line. Walker booms it down to around the 5, and it bounces dead at the 1-yard line. I don't know whether it got into the end zone and then came back out or not. Let's see where they spot this one.
Hey, you're going to spot it at the 20.
They call it a touchback, and with 4:43 to play in the...
Meet my new friend, the Norelco Brewmiser. Hello. He'll tell you how the Norelco Dollar Brew helps save coffee.
With today's coffee prices, why make a full pot when you only want a few cups, huh? With my Brewmiser, you can make just the number you want.
And still dial perfect coffee every time. Light, medium, dark.
Good.
Pay less, pay more. You can't buy a finer coffee maker than Norelco.
Or one that will save you more coffee.
Believe him.
Believe him.
The punt by Glenn Walker was good for 53 yards and almost down at the 1, but it barely got into the end zone and then hopped back out, so they bring it out to the 20. And that's where Tampa Bay goes to work. 4:43 remaining in the third quarter. Jeb Blunt to Anthony Davis, and down he goes right away. Cody Jones made the tackle. Jones in his 4th year from San Jose State. He beat out Mike Fanning for a starting job here when Merlin Olsen retired and opened up that left tackle slot.
The people in the stands playing with that ball have lost it. They've really had a difficult time. Watch this. There's a penalty. If you can watch your pass interference call, watch this guy go up and interfere with a reception.
Let's take a look. Stop action. Didn't get to see it. I thought it was a clean play myself, though. Blunt pitching back to Davis. They try to get him some room. Can't turn the corner. Good pursuit by Nolan Cromwell, the rookie.
Well, you're talking about trying to get him some room. Every one of their runners was looking for some room to run 3rd and 7 coming up. The thing you wonder why trailing the way they are, why they're not putting it up all the time. It's because that's what the Rams want you to do, because they can rush your passes. They can just unload and forget the run and just come at you.
For this game, the Rams sold 53,318 tickets. There are 45,493 people here, 7,825 no-shows.
Did you do that without looking at it?
I had it all, right off the top of my head. Blunt dropping back on a 3rd down play. Robertson put pressure on him, but he was able to find Davis, and Anthony Davis with the biggest gain of the day for Tampa Bay.
Look at that.
However, it goes unnoticed by this gentleman.
There's a guy that's real. Now he's meditating. He's meditating. That's TM at its best.
Even that little run by Davis, good for 29 yards, was not enough to arouse that gentleman who is deep in slumber.
A very dangerous throw by Jeb Blunt back across to Davis, but an excellent play because Davis was alert, picked it off, and picks up 29 yards.
1st and 10, and look at this. Tampa Bay is in Ram territory. This is the deepest penetration of the day for the Buccaneers. And Ed Williams brings them a little closer on that run down to about the 45. Mike Fanning, who has come into the game now along the defensive line, number 79, a 3rd-year man from Notre Dame, made the stop. Big guy, 6'6", 260.
And Jack Reynolds is also in on the Ram defense now, getting some playing time.
Hacksaw Reynolds, number 1 middle linebacker and one of the best in the business for several years for the Rams. Contract hassle. They tried to trade him to this same Tampa Bay club. The deal was voided. Tried to shift him off to Baltimore, and then he ended up back here with the Rams, and during the shuffle, he lost his starting job to Jim Youngblood. You got to look at him there before the play, number 64.
And he got in on that tackle also. Last week he played 3 plays. Take a look at him again. Watch his pursuit. Classic middle linebacker play, playing off the block of Danny Rysick, shuffling along line of scrimmage, and on the play with Bob Brzezinski. But he was in on 3 plays last week, Bob. Made 2 tackles and also was around the ball on a sack. So they're glad to have him back. He's one of the leaders of this defense.
3rd down and 3. from the 41 of the Rams with 2:20 to play in the third quarter. Blunt will throw for it. And it is broken up. Nolan Cromwell almost had an interception.
Nobziger didn't give Cromwell a very good move then, and Cromwell was right with him, made the play, and he wanted that interception. Take a look at this. You see Cromwell, 21. Coming back, has to throw kind of off. He makes a pretty good throw, but you see how close it was to being intercepted.
Nobziger is a rookie, also from this area, Cal Poly. They signed him as a free agent, and they see him potentially as a linebacker in the future. Enter Dave Green.
I think the stands are pretty quiet today. Maybe a lot more people are sleeping around here.
4th down and 3 from the 41 of the Rams. I'll see if I can't nudge you every now and again so that you don't join.
It's not me.
Those who are snoozing.
It's a good kick by Green. Good kick by Dave Green.
Put it out of bounds at the 9-yard line, and that's where the Rams will start. And this is a position they are unaccustomed to so far today. Check the cigar coming out of that guy's mouth.
Have a Tampa.
Next week, Detroit versus Atlanta. The Giants play at Tampa Bay against the Buccaneers. Sonny will join Don Criqui at Philadelphia, where the Redskins will take on the Eagles. The Rams go against Green Bay. San Francisco at New Orleans. Next Sunday, regional telecasts on CBS.
Eagles are scouting this game.
The Rams, who have enjoyed excellent field position all day long, start from deep in their own territory on this drive. Pat Hayden still in at quarterback. And that carry brings them out near the 15.
You can hear a little roar in the crowd.
I think they want Vince Ferragamo to come in.
Is it Ferragamo, or are they concerned over that ball they were throwing up in the stand? There they are. There's a peanut war. Wait a minute. We have some action here. Let's see what the... There's the ball.
Wait a minute. The ball appears to have been deflated. It'll be a major continuing story as we move into the fourth quarter. Wendell Tyler carrying as we go down toward a minute to play in the third. 2nd down and 4 before that play. So this is going to leave them with about 2 yards to go. Sonny, you spent many afternoons in that position.
Yes, I did. It's a position that you get used to, people. When you get up, I had a son I was with 13 years, and we became very friendly, and I knew him for a long time. But that's something when even the change, you see an injured player down here. Looks like
Dennis
Harrah's down. But you're talking about that exchange that we just took a look at. That's something that you have to be very careful about, pulling your hands out too soon. And every center, every snap is different, and it's something you work on and work on time after time. They had a excellent exchange there. Excellent exchange.
Logan's Run tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 Central on CBS. Logan, Jessica, and Ron stumble onto an SOS that's 200 years old, left for 6 people in suspended animation. Where else could such a mind-bending situation occur but Logan's Run? Tomorrow night at 8, 7 Central and Mountain Time on CBS. I think Alfred Hitchcock has unleashed the birds here.
What is an SOS?
SOS, a distress signal.
Oh, SOS. A 200-year-old SOS?
A 200-year-old SOS,
oh.
Naturally. Stuff is commonplace on Logan's Run.
It's like Dennis Harris walking off, but could have an ankle or a knee. I think he's... Let's hope it's not too bad. Hate to see anybody limp off that field. I've done it too many times.
It's going to be 3rd down and a long 1 for the Rams.
Yeah, it's a good place for a little play action. You can go for play action. You got the...
Greg Horton, number 63, a second-year man from Colorado, replaced the injured Harrah on the offensive line for the Rams. Tyler looking for the first down. He's got it.
Yeah, they're content to sit on it and just run with it, but that was a good backed up like this where you're not going to control the ball and run the thing the whole length of the field.
Less than a minute to play in the third quarter.
Is it the third quarter?
I believe so. The Rams lead it 24-0. 17-0 at halftime, and then in the first minute of the second half, Jim Youngblood picked off a Jeb Blunt pass and rambled 25 yards for a score to make it 24-zip. and it has remained that way. This will be the last play of the third quarter. Rod Phillips. Few of the no-shows have given their tickets to some of their pets.
Somebody said this game was for the birds.
Meanwhile, Joe Namath has not broken a sweat yet today. Has posed for several pictures, however, for Candace Bergen. That is the end of the third quarter with the score. The Rams 24 and Tampa Bay nothing. We now pause for a word from your local station.
See the sensational movie that explores the dark alleys of jet-set love. Jacqueline Suzanne's Once Is Not Enough, Wednesday night on CBS.
We start the fourth quarter at the Coliseum in L.A. The Rams leading Tampa Bay 24-0. Hayden remains at quarterback. We may see Ferragamo before it's all over with.
We may see Candace Bergen before it's all over with.
Second down play, Wendell Tyler bouncing off tacklers. Dewey Selman made the stop. Selman 6'1" and 240.
Hey, to get serious for a second, just think how long they've been on the field. That defensive team for Tampa, they've been out there the entire day. They played 2-3 football games every week.
Selman may be even bigger than 240. He may be closer to 250, and that is some awesome size for a linebacker.
Yes, he's got in good lateral movement, good quickness.
Dennis Harrow, who left the game, has torn ligaments in his left knee. It could be serious.
Well, that's something.
An operation will probably be necessary in the case of Harrow. He was replaced, as we told you, by Greg Horton.
Rod Phillips, the ball carrier then.
Going to be fourth down and about 1. And the Rams will punt. There's Hara.
Boy, ligaments. Well, you just don't know how bad it is just from first diagnosis and whether or not he's going to require an operation or not.
Glenn Walker will punt again. This will be his 5th of the day. Danny Reese waiting to receive it.
Oops.
Put the rush on, but couldn't get there. Letting it bounce, and a good roll for the Rams.
Seen some bad punting today, haven't you? You've been watching the same punts?
Yes, I noticed that, Sonny. Yes.
We've seen some 20-yard punts. Very short punts throughout the day.
We've got 13:36 remaining in the third quarter, and there's a timeout. With the score, as you see, the Rams 24 and Tampa Bay nothing.
Sir, what's the hurry? Oh, going to rent a car. Oh, well, you don't have to run. Gotta run. Oh, no, if you had an Avis Wizard number, you could walk. Walk? Call toll-free and let them...
And we're back. Tampa Bay going right to work offensively. The pass out to Ragsdale from Blunt. The Tampa Bay offense confused our technical crew, if not the Rams, on that play. We were away, and they said, let's run one.
That was a good play by Tampa. They executed the comeback pattern well. It's the same way you draw it up on a blackboard, down about 15 yards and curl back and make the reception.
Blunt picked up 7 on that toss to Ragsdale. As you saw, it's 2nd down and 3. Williams. Ed Williams stopped by Jack Reynolds. Close to a first down.
Reynolds has been on a lot of plays since he's been in there. Well, young blood deserved the afternoon off after that interception.
There's a look at Jack Reynolds, and the man who handles our spotting duties here whenever we work at the Coliseum, Chuck Panama, has been beseeching me for a year now, every time Reynolds makes a tackle, to refer to it as a Reynolds wrap. However, I'm not going to do that, but by simply saying it, I may have gotten Chuck off my back. Anthony Davis is in the backfield now, and he gets the ball for Tampa Bay. Monty Jackson stopped him.
Boy, he's been close a couple of times today, breaking them. He had everybody on the line of scrimmage in and came very close because of the short yardage situation. If he could have avoided one person here, he can go all the way. Again, let's take a look at the football here. He's got it tucked away pretty good here. Got his hand around the point of that football the way he's supposed to. But you see who's up on the line making the tackle.
That run got them the
Simpson and
first down.
Jackson.
Two guys from the secondary. First down for Tampa Bay. Davis has carried 3 times for 33 yards. That can't be right. He may have 33 yards, but he's carried more than 3 times.
I think we
9
have
times for 33 yards. Okay.
We have a flag on the play, too. We may have another little holding. Well, come on, George, what's happening? We're going to have a holding, or are we not? Well, I haven't seen Trapinski make a play lately, have you? He hasn't been knocked down.
Trapinski got in on that one play in the first half, and I think that was all he cared to become involved in.
Enough for him. 1 tackle a day.
See what Gordon McCarter has to say for himself.
Holding, number 70, offense, first down.
Darrell Carlton was holding on the play, number 70. Third-year man from Tampa. He's been bothered by shoulder and ankle injuries of late.
And also Jack Youngblood.
Yeah, Youngblood certainly has not made his day too pleasant today. That was the 8th penalty against Tampa Bay in the game. 1st and 20. The flip to Ragsdale. Monty Jackson right there with him. And Bill Simpson over to help out in a hurry from his free safety spot.
Yeah, he's throwing into the strength of the defense here because you saw the middle linebacker Reynolds come that way, but the Ragsdale had enough split in his on his lineup to afford him some room to make the catch. Pretty smart play there, not to try to get they were 1st and 20, not to try to get it all back, and they picked up half of it. Now they're 2nd and 10.
Nickel defense in for the Rams. 5th defensive back Jackie Wallace on a 2nd and 10 play. 10:40 to play in the ball game. Blunt throwing. Ragsdale catching, and a penalty marker down.
We have a penalty marker. Again, the same pattern, just to the other side of the field. Again, the Ragsdale on the slant pattern. Little short post. But the blitz was on. Hey, we're going to have a little offsides here on the Rams.
Jeb Blunt being consulted as to what he wants to do. If they take the play...
He's going to have 2nd and 5, a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, the play would leave them a yard maybe short of the first down.
See, I've never had that decision before.
They say we'll take the penalty, which will
they want 2 more
conserve
downs.
the down, right.
Now let's see if we can come up with a 4-yard play. Set up another 3rd and 1.
Offside, number 85, defense, 2nd down.
Tell you what, if I'd have been Jeb Blunt, I'd have taken the other way. I want those completions.
Instead of 3rd and a long 1, they have 2nd down and 5. Youngblood was the man who was offsides, Jack Youngblood. Blunt pitches to Davis.
I think he picked it up. I think he's got enough for the first down. What do you think?
It looks like he's got it. Let's see if they move those chains.
Yeah, they're giving it to him.
John McKay. Meantime, on the other side of the field, Vince Ferragamo loosens up.
Big pressure situation for him to go in. 24 zip.
10 minutes exactly remaining in the game. In Rams territory from the 43. Blunt with time. Off the hands of Bob Brodzinski, who almost had his 3rd interception of the year. The rookie from Ohio State, he was a defensive lineman for Woody Hayes, but they moved him to linebacker in this his rookie season in the NFL.
I'm telling you, there are a lot of people around there. The thing would have been intercepted by 2 other men. See the other 2 guys coming through there? Look at Thomas goes down. Pat Thomas wanted a shot at that. Would have been his second interception of the day.
Blunt is 5 for 15 so far for 61 yards. He's had 2 intercepted, and he's been sacked twice.
2nd and 10.
Keeping it in the air. Knocked out of his hands. Let's see if they call it a fumble. The Rams have it if they do.
I tell you.
Not a pass. It was a fumble. He had not moved the arm forward, despite the fact that Ed Williams is arguing otherwise, and the Rams have the football.
I got to take a look at it, and I'm sure that man liked to see it too. He'd like to see this replay. Let's take a look. See if Jeff Blunt comes forward with his arm. Right.
No, he never did.
He never gets a chance to, does he?
A good call by the official, and Cody Jones applied some pressure.
Sir, what's the hurry? Going to rent a car. Oh, well, you don't have to run. Gotta run. Oh, no, if you had an Avis Wizard number, you could walk.
Walk.
Call toll-free and let our Wizard system do the running. Just show a major credit card, license, sign, and get the car.
I don't have to run through airports?
Not with Avis.
I can walk through airports.
We try hard, Avis, we don't know another way.
I'm walking through airports.
What happens to the money you put in your full-service bank? Well, some of it is helping a citizens group restore this decaying neighborhood. One of the citizens is Lynn Dunsavage.
Ed, when our bank committed $1 million in loans to save these fine old homes, people started making repairs. New people moved in. You can see the results, Ed.
Quite a story. But that's full-service banking, helping people change things for the better. In fact, no financial institution can help you and your community more than a full-service bank.
Judd Hirsch guest stars as Rhoda has a new romance.
Dinner to a drive-in movie, make out a little bit.
Yeah, last night, sensational.
Watch Rhoda Sunday night.
9 minutes and 41 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Cody Jones caused that last fumble, and Fred Dreyer recovered it. And Vince Ferragamo, the rookie from Nebraska, is now in the game. And you can tell that they have not smoothed things out as of yet.
The Italian stallion had a little trouble there.
Let's check this handoff.
This is why they're professionals. There you go. Look at that. Wait a minute. Which side do you spin to?
Ferragamo, number 4 draft pick. Namath and Hayden looking on.
Let's try that again, Vince.
Exactly 9 minutes remaining. This time it works.
Yeah.
Jim Jodat takes the ball. Jodat from Carthage College in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Not one of your big football factories, generally speaking.
That's what you call starting with a basic play. After missing the first one, and he didn't want to run the second one, he starts with a basic play to set up a 3rd and long situation.
Wendell Tyler, 26, and Jim Jodat, number 43, are the running backs on 3rd down and 7. Go out of the eye. Tyler spinning and finding daylight. Down inside the 30 to about the 27 or 28-yard line.
An exciting runner. Boy, he just made a tremendous move to spin away and get the extra yardage on that run. Wendell Tyler, 16 yards on that run, right up the middle.
Clock moving with 7:50 remaining now. 1st and 10. They spot the ball at the 29. So I guess Tyler bounced a couple of yards and they moved it back. Vince Ferragamo calling the signals for the Rams. Jodat down to about the 25, maybe 24-yard line, and there's Dave Pear. He's been in on almost every play.
Yes, they're running at Rudolph and Richard Wood right here, and they get pretty good movement. I think the reason they're getting pretty good movement right now is the thing we've been talking about all day. How long's that defense been on the field?
Counsel Rudolph and Dave Pear in on that stop, and Rudolph is the only man who has played and started all 21 of Tampa Bay's regular season games up until this one. This makes it 22 in a row.
See the difference in play calling at Ferragamo comes in and enjoys. He's 2nd and 5, and Jeff Blunt is 3rd and 31 or something. And it makes a little difference in calling your plays. You got a big lead like this. It's fun to play the game this way, but it's not fun for the quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tyler was stopped by Counsel Rudolph, former Houston Oiler, former St. Louis Cardinal. Counsel Rudolph. Tyler again. Juris White, from his left cornerback spot, brought him down, and there is a penalty flag on the field.
See, he's 3rd and 4 and ends up running a handoff there and would have picked up the first down, but they're going to have a penalty there. Wonder what happened to the Italian Air Force. It went over with a flag earlier.
Well, they got their wish, so there was no need to go through any more political moves.
Right.
They said, we want Ferragamo. They've gotten Ferragamo.
That's right, but they're at the airport now landing. They're not going to get to see him.
We'll send them the tape.
Holding. Number 86, offense. 3rd down.
Charlie Young.
Number 86.
3rd down and 15, so we may see Ferragamo throw the ball for the first time from the 34-yard line of Tampa Bay. Colin Bryant is in the game, number 32. Wendell Tyler goes out. Jodat, number 43, closest to you in this running back set. Ferragamo to throw. He's got his man, Charlie Young. A diving catch at about the 17.
Boy, what a good throw here. One of the best tight ends to play the game. Coming across, he came in here, has never really gotten on track. This is about his 6th or 7th catch of the year, but you see why he's a great tight end. Good throw by Ferragamo right in the seams, right around Selman and Wood, and he splits it. Take a look at it again from Ferragamo's seat. It makes a good throw, keeping it in between those linebackers. You see Richard Wood very close on the play, picks up 17 yards. It's 1st and 10.
In the past, Young has had seasons of 55 and 63 pass receptions. Those are incredible numbers for a tight end. He came to Los Angeles in the Ron Jaworski deal.
They have a final here. St. Louis Cardinals 27, Minnesota Vikings 7. So St. Louis has definitely moved back in and have an edge in that wild card drive.
Tyler carried, and Dave Pear made the stop on the 1st down play. The Cardinals, in winning that game, are now 5-3. And Washington, 4-3, plays Baltimore tomorrow night. That's right. Cardinals will watch that with great interest. Wendell Tyler through a big hole. Down near the 10. Richard Wood made the stop. Got it closer than that. Down about the 6. Defensive struggle.
Big win for the Bengals today. Cincinnati 10, Cleveland 7.
Tyler has carried 8 times for 44 yards. Colin Bryant is in the game.
Dwight Scales comes out.
4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Pitch back to Jodat. Jodat, close, but not quite there. Jim Jodat wanted the 6 points in the worst way, but he comes up just short.
Leroy Selman and Dave Pear in on the tackle.
2nd and goal from inside the 1.
Now they're about to give up another touchdown here if the Rams get in. That defense unit we're looking at right there. One of those, that's one of the 7 points came on an interception, so you can't attribute that to them. They've played well.
And we've said it several times, but it's worthy of mention. They have been on the field an incredible number of minutes in this game. Jodat gets it this time. Touchdown, Los Angeles. They lead 30-0, and There isn't very much that John McKay can say or do.
Can't say or do anything, and as he said, it's hard not to become discouraged, but you see Jodat going in, but he feels it, you know, when you consider that they had, his Vince a little happy about it. Chuck Knox is happy about the drive. See if we can get him a little smile there. The thing you talk about the Tampa Bay team, they started with 10 rookies last year, and they had 11 more make their team this year. A lot of new players.
Septien with the kick. He has added 4 conversions, and he has a field goal on the day. And with 3 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, a timeout with the score. The Rams 31 and Tampa Bay nothing.
The electric shaver that shaved as close as a blade. And to prove it, we're doing something spectacular. We're giving away a blade to compare it with. We guarantee the Remington XLR will shave you as close as a blade or your money back. Now that's really spectacular. The Remington XLR shaves as close as a blade or your money back.
Rafael Septien will kick it off again. He has put 4 in a row, either into or through the end zone for touchbacks. And this one comes down to about the 2-yard line. Anthony Davis, 25, 30-yard line and out of bounds. Nolan Cromwell chased him out of bounds. There's A.D. Unofficially, Dave Pear has been in on 12 tackles, Dewey Selman 10, Richard Wood 8 for the Tampa Bay defense.
Well, you can pile up a lot of stats if you're on the field a long time.
But those 3 have played very well.
They've played exceptionally well, but the thing is, they don't want to be out on the field as much as they've been.
Here's Blunt going against a well-rested Los Angeles defense with 3:10 to play in the game. Almost another interception. It was right through the hands of Bob Brzezinski, and the rookie from Ohio State hangs his head.
How can he catch it? Look at all that tape he's got on his hands.
He's picked off 2 so far this year. Let's look at it again.
They got a lot of pressure on Blunt, and you see right here. Tell you what, I never got a linebacker to drop a ball right through his hands. Pass was intended for Ragsdale. In the fourth quarter, Oakland 44, Seattle 7.
A breeze for the Raiders. From the 30. Jeff Blunt, who has gone all the way. His pass is in behind Lewis Carter, who has come into the game now as a running back. Carter, a third-year man from Maryland who was with Oakland in 1975 and led the Tampa Bay Rushers with 521 yards last year. Blunt is now 5 of 17 with 2 interceptions.
And you see the clock up there, 3:01 to play. And not too soon for John McKay and his troops, I'm sure.
This could be their last chance. They don't figure to get the ball back unless the Rams should fumble. Los Angeles, when they get it again, will just be looking to run out the clock.
Just haven't been able to establish anything offensively at all today.
Blunt backpedaling, under pressure, and there is the 3rd Los Angeles sack of the day. Mike Fanning got in there along with Cody Jones.
Well, that's something that happens. All good football teams do. You see him going back, and they just came with a blitz. You see Dreyer coming, and Cody Jones, but who comes in? Mike Fanning to make the play, but a lot of people around the football there. They came with the linebackers blitzing in.
One more punt for Dave Green, number 4. He's been with Houston and Cincinnati in the past. This is his 5th NFL season. He's from Ohio University. Billy Waddy, the rookie from Colorado, waiting at about his own 40-yard line as Green gets it away. Waddy lets it bounce, and it will be downed at about the 47 of Los Angeles. Ram ball with 2 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in this one at the Coliseum, and there you see the score. The Rams out in front comfortably.
Pabst Blue Ribbons.
knows that strapping on a rocket belt and flying without wings is the kind of challenge that's just not for everyone. But we do challenge everyone to discover a better tasting beer. Taste and compare Blue Ribbon with any other premium beer. We know you'll never go back to the beer you were drinking. Pabst, since 1844, the quality has always come through.
The Quintrix 2-color picture tube from Panasonic brings you a very lifelike picture. Because Quintrix 2 is our inline picture tube with an extra pre-focus lens that concentrates and focuses the electron beam to bring you Panasonic's sharpest picture ever. So lifelike, you may even feel you're part of the picture. Quintrix 2, one more reason Panasonic is just slightly ahead of our time.
The Los Angeles Rams interested now in running out the clock. Dave Green punted 8 times today for Tampa Bay for an average of 32 yards. A lot of those punts came from behind or close to his own goal line. Wendell Tyler, 26, and Rod Phillips, 39, the running backs. That's Phillips with the ball, and he isn't going too far. 2:35 remaining. Sonny, you got a late flight or an early flight? You're packing up?
I'm just packing. Say that? That's not true.
.220 remaining.
And
Vince Ferragamo.
And guess who's on the field?
The Tampa Bay defense. Chuck Knox watching his team go to 5-3. Atlanta lost today to San Francisco as we reach the 2-minute warning. And with that loss and this victory by the Rams, LA is back in front in sole possession of first place in the NFC West. Two minutes remaining in this one. Vince Ferragamo at the helm now for the Rams. You see the ball just about at midfield. This will be the 8th consecutive loss this year for Tampa Bay. They'll be 0-8. 22 consecutive losses overall. They were 0-14 last year. And what went wrong here? Everybody started moving, and center still had the football.
Hey, they found a way not to gain yardage anyway.
Rich Newsom, who has come on to replace Rich Saul, still had the football, and everybody else was heading in different directions.
There's another thing. Look at this center's hands. Rich Newsom's all bandaged up. What? The only person that didn't get the count number was the center, as he still stands with the football.
This telecast was produced by the estimable Mr. William Barnes.
By what?
Directed by Tony Verna. Joe Yaklovich, the associate director.
Yaklovich.
I didn't think I was going to get that right.
Are you kidding?
Pierce Grant handling the engineering. Charles Franklin, the technical director.
Yaklovich to Radulovich.
Radulovich on the audio.
That's a great passing combination. Yaklovich to Radulovich.
Better be quiet or Radulovich will turn off your microphone.
Oh, did they get it on?
They've had it on. For about 3 hours now.
The wind is coming up right through the booth here.
All of our papers being blown left and right. The Rams obviously did not make the first down on 4th and 7 with 1:28 remaining. Tampa Bay will have one more crack at trying to put some points on the board. Danny Reese to receive the kick from Glenn Walker, and they almost got there for the block. Paul Harris put some heavy pressure on. Reese out to about the 33, and the clock stops as he is brought down. Don't forget, coming up this Saturday, the CBS Sports Spectacular, the Dixie 500, the Pendleton Roundup Rodeo, and the continuation of the World's Strongest Men competition. This week they're going to pull vehicles. What kind of vehicles? I'm not quite sure.
Yes, they're kind of like buses or something. No, they're
airplanes.
They're carriers. They're big open carriers, but They weigh an awful lot. I know that. I've seen. Uh-oh.
Blunt with a toss to DeBose. Jimmy DeBose breaking tackles.
He had a great opportunity to get out of bounds then, but he said, why? Stay in bounds. As a clock, you see it ticking down, less than a minute to play.
Bill Simpson, the free safety, and Clark Eckern, a second-year linebacker from San Jose State, who has come on to replace Bob Brzezinski on the left side, made the tackle. Carl Eckern. Jeb Blunt. Penalty marker is down. His pass is complete to his tight end, Dana Nofziger.
Don't call that holding. Don't do that. Ain't gonna call that play back.
Looks like they might.
No. There were an infraction, and obviously there was. Then he had to call it to be consistent, didn't he? And no one would ever confuse him of being inconsistent.
Let's listen.
Illegal use of hands. Number 68, offense. First down.
Unless Tampa Bay can score in the remaining 34 seconds, this will be the 8th time in their 22-game history that they have been shut out.
It's what you call growing pains.
Blunt with a toss out to DeBose. And DeBose again does not get out of bounds. He's brought down at about the 40, and the clock continues to run. Tampa Bay thus far making no effort to stop it, and now they do. No, it's just an official's timeout. Well, they sort everybody out and bring them back up to the line of scrimmage. Clock moving again.
So Jeb Blunt says, why did you stop the clock?
That play worked before, so they try it again. This time to Lewis Carter, and he skips out of bounds with 6 seconds to play.
This is when you go to the bench and you say, Coach, you got a 31-point play, so we can send this thing into overtime. What happens if we do go into overtime here?
If we do go into overtime, there will be a short break and then a toss of the coin.
Toss of the coin again.
And it will be sudden death.
And it's the first team that scores it would end that way. That's right. When do they go longer than one period? If it goes 15 minutes, do they stop and take a break?
No, that is it. The game is declared a tie. Nobody scores.
Declared a tie then.
Yes.
In playoff games, they go to somebody scores.
That's very true. Are you having dinner with John McKay after the game? Blunt with 6 seconds, and he is firing deep. Double zeros on the scoreboard, and that is the final play of the game.
And number 22 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Rams win this one by a score of 31-0, improving their record to 5-3. And Tampa Bay falls to 0-8. John McKay, a quick handshake with Chuck Knox. And we'll be back right after this.
I was asked to talk about the incredible Black & Decker Workmate. There's almost nothing it can't hold. But the Workmate is so incredible, I'm going to let it do the talking. The Workmate from Black & Decker and nobody else. When America has a job to do, it reaches for Black & Decker.
We must transmit the power to our homes and factories. We gotta make the highway safe for folks like you and me. Our cars should be lighter for the most from every mile. We must clean up, recycle, and make the whole world smile. We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
Back at the Coliseum in Los Angeles, Bob Costas with Sonny Jurgensen, and Tampa Bay really hung in pretty well during the first half. It was only 10-0 until the last minute of the first half, and then a pass from Pat Hayden to Lawrence McCutcheon brought about the second touchdown, made it 17-0, and then in the first minute, of quarter number 3. A Jeb Blunt pass was picked off by Jim Youngblood. He ran it in for a touchdown, and at that point, it was no longer a ball game, 24-0. And then, while running out the clock under the direction of Vince Ferragamo, the Rams got another touchdown late, 31-0 the score. Touchdown pass of 51 yards from Pat Hayden to Harold Jackson. A 31-yard Raphael Septian field goal was good for a score. The toss from Hayden to McCutcheon that we mentioned, the Youngblood interception, and a short run by Jim Jodat for the scores by the Rams today as they beat Tampa Bay 31-0. So, the Rams are 5-3. They lead Atlanta now by a full game in the Western Division of the NFC. For Sonny Jurgensen, I'm Bob Costas, and now we take you to CBS Sports Control in New York.
All right, let me welcome those of you who have been watching Los Angeles, Tampa Bay. For those of you who were not, the final score was 31-0. The Los Angeles Rams over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Phyllis, we've just received a message out of Denver about the commissioner.
And I want to ask Irv and Hawk about this. Roselle's in Denver to talk to Joe Green about Joe Green's verbal attacks and abuse on officials on the field. Pete says he won't take any action until after he meets with Joe Green. Now, how serious is it? And I'm sure it happens all the time. Why mean Joe Green? Hawk?
I think Mean Joe Green made some statement in regard to him levying a fine on one of the Cincinnati players on a Monday night game for unnecessary roughness or some kind of conduct. And I think that he levied something like a $2,000 fine on him. Ooh. And Mean Joe Green kind of took exception to that and decided that it wasn't the commissioner's job to do that the players might ought to police up their own game, which I'm much in favor of.
You know, I don't know specifically what the incident is that Joe is referring to, Phyllis, but I know generally as a policy in the league, anytime anybody publicly criticizes officials, whether it's a player or a coach or anybody in team management, they're subject to some kind of disciplinary action from the commissioner, and that might be
Did either of you guys ever have the urge to do it while you were playing? You got mad at an official and you said something maybe you wish you hadn't have said?
Got mad at him all the time.
But you didn't say it, right? Your mother told you not to say those things.
Final is in now on Oakland. They beat Seattle 44-7 is the count there. And, Irv, let's pick up the highlights with Green Bay, Kansas City. We haven't seen them yet this afternoon.
Okay, Kansas City picked up their second win today, Brent, under a new head coach in Tom Bettis. Of course, Paul Wiggin was fired earlier in the week. They won by a score of 20-10, and it was really Kansas City all the way today. Mike Livingston goes to the air early in the ball game and hits Walter White, an outstanding tight end, and he goes out of bounds from the 14-yard line, which sets up another scoring opportunity for the Chiefs. This time, Livingston to Marshall. He goes in for a score, and they take a 10-0 lead at this point in the game. Mike Livingston hands the ball off to number 14, Podolak, who goes in from the 1-yard line, 17-3, Kansas City. On a kickoff here, Steve Odom, little razzle-dazzle, takes the ball and hands off to rookie number 34, Middleton. And Middleton goes all the way, 97 yards for a touchdown, but too late, too little. And Kansas City picked up their second win of the year, 20-10, of their first of the year under their new head coach. And by the way, Paul Wiggin received the game ball from his teammates.
That was something, wasn't it? Hawk and Irv, the Cincinnati Bengals also bounced back in the playoff picture in the AFC as St. Louis did in the NFC. Kenny Anderson was the quarterback today against the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. Isaac Curtis with a comeback, playing with that injured leg. He's run out of bounds at the Cleveland 11-yard line. This was a tough football game. They really banged away. Here's Johnson from Ohio State. Touchdown run. 7-0 after the extra point. Brian Sipe. Phyllis, he played well after you interviewed him early this week. He hits Reggie Rucker, run out at the 13-yard line, but it set up this touchdown. And it's your man Sipe. Going to go to his tight end, Oscar Rohn. Got him at the 1. Touchdown. It was tied. And again, it was Barr. Oh, how important these field goal kickers are. 10-7. Cincinnati wins. And, Irv, what about Miami and the Jets?
Miami and the Jets, 14-10 Miami, Brent. They pick up their 6th win of the year, and the Jets, on the other hand, suffered their 6th defeat of the year, and it looked like it was going to be the Bob Greasy Harris show. In the second quarter, Greasy goes to number 82, Duriel Harris, who rips upfield for a touchdown. Miami 7, the Jets 3. Greasy again, number 82, Mr. Harris. He goes in for another score. Miami 14, the Jets 3. The Jets try to get back on defense, but Miami's defense holds the Jets. They're inside the 1-yard line. Dahmer is substituting here, throws a touchdown pass to Barkham. And Miami's defense here does the job again. Dahmer, who was in there for Todd, who was injured earlier in the ball game, can't find anybody open, just simply throws the ball away. But too late, too little again, Brent. Miami won the game 14-10.
Irv, the commissioner's office just called. They have not yet fined Joe Green, but the commissioner will talk to him after today's game. let's check in on the standings right now as we have made the turn. We're starting the NFC East. Dallas Cowboys, and there are the St. Louis Cardinals. With that big win today over Minnesota, they bounced back because that wild card spot in the NFC is so wide open. Now, how about the NFC Central? Well, it is always Minnesota again. But Chicago has to be asking itself, if we had just made a move this year, we would have had a shot. Detroit now beat San Diego today, so at 500, they're not out of the wild card picture. And I'll tell you, Minnesota, the way they played today, they'll have to be much stronger just to hold on to that lead. And in the West, as we've got some fine races brewing, the Rams with a one-game lead on the Atlanta Falcons, 500. Who would have thought that? And one of these days, Tampa Bay has got to bust loose. San Francisco on the rebound. Over now in the AFC, Baltimore and Miami. And, of course, the story there is Baltimore plays Washington tomorrow night. And how about those Dolphins coming back under Don Shula? That's a good coaching job, isn't it? And New England, what a battle that's going to be. In the AFC Central now, there it is, Cleveland with a one-game lead over Pittsburgh, Houston, and Cincinnati. Talk about a wide-open race. Western Division now, well, it is the Denver Broncos with that big apparent victory over Pittsburgh. It's still 21-7 in the fourth quarter. They are tied with Oakland, San Diego, Kansas City, and Seattle. And, Hawk, we never get a chance to ask you if you've got any predictions. Who do you think is going to make it to the Super Bowl?
I would say right now it looks like Los Angeles and Dallas. They're the best two teams I've seen today.
You're right.
The Cowboys, it's their year. It's their year. And that AFC, I never get to see any of the teams, so I really don't know.
Okay, that wraps it up for Alex Ockens, Irv Cross, Phyllis George. I'm Brent Musburger. We certainly hope that you've enjoyed the NFL Today on CBS. See you next Sunday, everybody. Have a nice week, and stay tuned for 60 Minutes.
The NFL Today is sponsored by Merrill Lynch. Merrill Lynch is bullish on America. Alcoa, Aluminum Company of America. Ford and your Ford dealer who invite you to see their better ideas for 78, including Fairmont, the Ford in your future. And by Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer. Since 1844, the quality has always come through. The NFL Today is a presentation of CBS Sports. Are we turning our kids into sugar junkies? Whatever happened to the Air Force's midget flying machine? Watch 60 Minutes tonight on CBS.